Hello, what's up today, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday to y'all, and happy Phyrexia all will be one day to y'all. Good to see ya. What is up? Good to see you, Zach. AGK Mark, Stone Rain Productions, how are you? AGK Mark, Lucid, Drix, Dylan, Hunter. Hopefully everyone is having a spectacular day. I am super hyped. So today, a little bit of a special stream. In 1 hour and 15 minutes, we get to actually find out about Phyrexia. We got some early spoilers. Wizards showing off the Planeswalkers one by one, but full spoiler season kicks off today. So the plan for today's stream, a little bit different. We're gonna play some Magic. We're gonna play some rally zombies, I think, and explore zombies as we wait, and then we're gonna watch a spoiler stream and check it out together and see what's going on with this set, and then probably have to go into a spoiler video for the YouTube. Yoda Man, and also Purple Saurus Rex, and also Rorik's Venture got the hype train running. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, we've already seen some cards, and these cards are ridiculous. If you haven't seen them yet, Wizards has been spoiling Planeswalkers. I gotta know what you think about this card. Over the last few days, they've been spoiling Planeswalkers. The big one from yesterday, Completed Jace has gotta be busted. It's gotta be busted. Also, oh my goodness, Nissa seems absurd to me. Is Nissa not absurd? Am I missing something about this Nissa that makes it not as good as I think it is? Like, Nissa Ascendant Animist, 7 mana. I know 7 mana is a lot. 7 mana is a lot. Triple Rex in wow, so many subs. Mr. Grimoire, Chimmick, $1 Sig Sam. Welcome all to the Fishbowl. The hype train is definitely running. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. What do you think of this Nissa? Like, this Nissa seems ridiculous, right? Like, Nissa Ascendant Animist, 7 mana, 7 loyalty. You can complete it twice, so it can be as little as 5 mana if you want to. 7 mana, 7 loyalty, +1, make a green Phyrexian horn creature where X is its loyalty. So essentially, if you play this for 7 mana, +1 makes an 8/8. If you play it for 5 mana, +1 makes a 4/4. It is the biggest token we have ever seen a Planeswalker make with a plus ability. Like, bar none. It is the biggest. -1 blow up an artifact and enchantment, sure, fine, naturalize. And then -7 overrun with trample, +1/+1 for each forest you control. So essentially, if you're playing mono green, this is probably +7/+7 in trample at a minimum. Can be even more than that. This card's absurd. The card is so good. Termbex, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. I think that this card, yes, there is a D&D campaign on the YouTube. Oh, what was it called? Oh no, Collective Voyage. Search for Collective Voyage. I think that was the name of the series. It is very old. The first campaign we did was pretty old, so it might be tricky to find, but we've never deleted anything from the YouTube, so it is there somewhere if you search for Collective Voyage. Dimir and Gruul are the missing swords. So I think this is great. I think one of the things I got to say about this set that is so interesting to me is we have talked a ton about how Planeswalkers are bad in Commander, and I think this set represents Wizards cracking the Planeswalkers are bad in Commander problem. Because why are Planeswalkers bad in Commander? Planeswalkers bad in Commander because you have 3, the spoiler stream starts in an hour and 11 minutes. Because you have 3 opponents. Hey, what's up, 7 here? You have 3 opponents, which means you play a Planeswalker, you activate it once, and then it dies. That's the most common play pattern for a Planeswalker because you have 3 opponents that can attack it to death. So what Wizards figured out is your Planeswalkers to work in Commander, they need to do a big thing right away. And I think that Wizards, for the first time, really figured this out with this set. You got Nissa Ascendant Animist. You play it for full price, you overrun right away, you win the game. It's not even going to be on the battlefield for it to die. You got Tyver. You play it, and because of its static ability, which is literally 1,000-year elixir, you just combo off with it. It's a combo piece. So you play this, you win the game right away with a combo. Luca comes down, full price, -4 right away, get like a pseudo rat. So it did its big thing. Sure, it's gonna die, but you got the value out of it. Exceptions to this rule, Nahiri doesn't really do it. Vraska is more of like a standard formatted Planeswalker. I would also argue that like Kaya, the -3, is enough value that you're pretty happy, like eating your opponent's best thing, hopefully something with an ETB, getting a copy of it. Eternal Wanderer, you play it, you get the Wrath mode right away. So I think for the first time ever, Wizards actually figured out how to take in like crack planeswalkers in Commander. Do you realize that Tyver and Vannifar win on turn 3? Ooh. That is pretty spicy, isn't it? Being able to activate Vannifar right away, that might be the best place for Tyver. Like, I think if Tyver is gonna work, it's not because of its +1. It's not because of its -2. It's got to be because of the static ability. Like, you got to have the combo. Maybe Vannifar is the best way to do it. Nissa is super good with Emergent Ultimatum. Nissa is, actually think Vraska is #1 Emergent Ultimatum. Like, Vraska, Vorinclex, and whatever, Liliana, I think, might be the best Emergent Ultimatum pile. What's up, Bizana? How are you? Good to see you. Because if you get Vorinclex, you just win the game right away with the poison counters. The set's ridiculous. And we're going to see a lot more in an hour. His -2 works with his passive. Oh yeah, I mean, I guess, so like, in Modern, you can -2 get back a Devoted Druid, and if you have the right pieces, like Devoted Druid go infinite or something with haste. Like, so there are shenanigans. There are Vannifar loops. The challenge of Vannifar decks, having haste really does help. Like, that is a big deal, being able to activate with haste. So you don't have to leave your Vannifars sticking out on the battlefield. The other issue is your deck is often full of not very good combo pieces. So outside of the combo, you got a lot of jank going on. But Denavar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup here for you. So the plan for today, as I said, talking Phyrexia. We can talk about SCG New Jersey. Hopefully I got to meet some of you there. I don't know how many of you were in New Jersey, but hopefully some of you. I met so many people. It was super fun. And then in an hour, Phyrexia spoiler stream, and then spoiler video for YouTube. So reminders, and then we're gonna play Magic, and we'll talk about this all as we go along. So reminders. Oh, also hot take. I gotta give this hot take before reminders. What do you think of this? So remember all the angst about Elish Norn, the big article from Sheldon about how he told WotC not to print it and all this stuff. My hot take is Eternal Wanderer is just better than Elish Norn in Commander. I think this is just a better Commander card than Elish Norn. All the freaking out about Elish Norn and how busted it is, I don't even think it's the best white. I don't even think it's the best white card from the set that we've seen so far, and we've only seen a tiny bit of the set. How absurd is that take? What do you think about the idea of Eternal Wanderer? So here's my argument. I love Panharmonicon more than anyone in the multiverse. I think that much is true. I have played more Yarrocks and Panharmonicons than essentially anyone. Here's the problem. No one lets your Yarrock live. Yarrock is a removal. It's a removal target that is almost always going to die the first turn it comes into play. Elish Norn is going to be that times 10 or something, because not only are your opponents going to be like, oh my god, they're going to like do all this value-y stuff with their Yarrock, you're also shutting down your opponent's stuff, and your opponents are not going to be happy about that. They want to also do their thing, so your Elish Norn is going to die. The Eternal Wanderer comes down, Wrath modes right away. You keep your best creature, your opponents all keep Mana Dorks, 1/1 tokens, choose their worst creature, and then you have the Eternal Wanderer that can start blinking your Sun Titans to rebuild your board, can start blinking Karmic Guides to rebuild your board, blinking things with ETB card draw triggers. So yeah, that's my hot take. It's not about how busted it is, Seth. It's about how fun it is to fight against Elish Norn. Having all your ETBs being shut down, not being able to be killed by Shriekmaw-esque effects exacerbates the experience. I mean, that's true. I'm not saying that Elish Norn isn't powerful, but I think that Eternal Wanderer is more powerful. Elish Norn needs to stick on the battlefield to be good. The Eternal Wanderer does it right away. It does it all right away. All right, reminders. Replay YouTube. That's how you can check out all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube, gameplay content going up. We got a super sweet Against the Odds tomorrow. You're gonna love tomorrow's Against the Odds. Not gonna tell you what it is. It's a surprise one, but it's gonna be sweet. Also, all the spoiler coverage. So tons of Phyrexia on the YouTube channel. Hey, good morning, Atari. Wow, gift subs for days. Ario SW. Gift subs to Interplather, the Mega Magic Carp, Ankle Sore, great. Beat Rush, Jesse, Kirish, the Nova, Gonti, and Dark, and welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscriptions, and RUS double for the gift subs. Big soup cheer for all of you. So a reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldfish. If you get a free goldfish sticker, just let them know you want one in your order notes and they'll hook you up. How long is today's stream? So in about an hour, we're going to watch the official spoiler stream for Phyrexia together. That'll either be a half hour or an hour, and then after that, I'll probably have to wrap up so I can do the spoiler video for YouTube. So a couple of hours, give or take. Today, slightly shorter than normal. I didn't read the story. I don't know if it's worth reading. So I'm not a big lore person. MS Mo, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Yeah, the spoiler stream starts in an hour. We got an hour to do some rally zombieing and in talk and mess around, and then we'll watch the spoiler stream together. Yeah, that's what I always hear people say, that the story stream, that the story's just not very good, especially since War of the Spark. That was like the biggest, the biggest negative feedback. So I usually don't bother to read the lore at this point. All right, so this deck. Let's talk about this deck so we can play some Magic as we go along. So rally zombies. We're gonna try some Explorer. We haven't played Explorer in a minute. So the idea of this deck, we're a zombie deck. We got Crypt Breaker, we got Champion of the Parish, we got good zombies. However, we also have a combo kill. I guess it's actually Return to the Ranks zombies, because it's not Rally the Ancestors. But we get our zombies in the graveyard, and then we return them all into play with Return to the Ranks, along with Wayward Servant, which drains when a zombie comes into play, along with Corpse Knight, which drains when a creature comes into play. So we can win like a normal kind of zombie aggro beatdown deck. But then we also have this combo kill where we just mass reanimate, drain our opponent out of the game on the spot with all the zombies coming back into play from the graveyard. And that's a plan of the deck. Sideboard, pretty typical stuff, some hate cards, some more discards, some more card draw, some sweepers, some Shieldrids for some reason. So let's do some rallying. I like your day on the podcast about tier list rating on the spot. Yeah, I didn't tell Richard or Krim about that. I just kind of sprung that on them. But I think so. I think our definitions of tier lists can be tightened up. I'm not 100% happy with like what B means, what A means, what S means. Like I think we can improve that. That's something I'd like to do, is improve the actual criteria. But I do really like that the tier list allows us to give cards a grade, which is something that I think we miss sometimes on the podcast. We're like, oh, this card's not good, or oh, this card is good, but we don't really give it a solid, like, how good is it? How bad is it? Are we saying this card's like completely unplayable? Is it fringe? So I like that aspect of the grade ranking. Twisted. Welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. I have an idea for compelling non-gameplay content. Top 10, 20, 30 or so most underplayed cards. Cards that were ignored in spoiler season, went on to dominate and constructed. On the other side, top X overhyped cards. The other side of the spectrum, like Circle of Loyalty, cough. That's actually, I've had that idea too. I think that that is something that'll be coming in the future. I'm working on the next non-gameplay video now. It'll probably be a couple of weeks until it's out because of spoilers. But I'll add that to the list because I really like that topic too. Well, I mean, this hand's actually pretty good. Double Champion of the Parish. Double Champion of the Parish is already good, and then we got the card draw, and then we can fill our graveyard and then rally or Return to the Ranks. Why welcome over Welcoming Vampire? Oh, are we getting Portable Hold? That does sound like something Yarion would do. Ooh, lay down arms. Ouch. All right, that's awkward. That is awkward. That even exiles? Ugh. Welcoming Vampire would probably be fine as well. I mean, it's more killable, I think, would be the argument for Toskia's Welcome, since we don't really have any synergies for Welcoming Vampire, like tribally. Well, Stitcher Supplier, mill some cards. Grow the Champion of the Parish. Is this a Doomscar? It could definitely be a Doomscar. How dead are we if we get Doomscarred? That seems bad, right? Do we crit? Okay. Oh. All right, this feels so bad. We're going to Crypt Breaker so we can draw a card. We're not going to attack. Keep your life total, opponent. So out of the cards we've seen from Phyrexia so far, what are you most hyped for? What's number one on your list? I've seen a lot of people hyped about Tyvercal, which kind of surprised me. How did I get this version of Champion of the Pair? That's a good question. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. I don't remember if it was from the like reward track, the mastery pass, or if I actually had to buy it. Yeah, it is the buy a box promo. I don't know. I don't remember how they distributed it on Arena though. Melikur, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jace is gonna be busted. It's gotta be busted. I don't really see a way that Jace is not busted. Missing land drops, not ideal here. Not the most ideal. Well, Wayward Servant. We really need to hit a land. That resolves. Grow the Champion of the Parish. I still think we're about to get Doomscarred. Let's draw and see if we can hit a land. Come on, Magic Gods. Ooh, okay, Concealed Courtyard is a land. That is helpful. Go to combat. Hit you with the Champion. Down to 16. Pass the turn. Oh, so I need your help. Oh, it's a Behold the Multiverse. Okay, that's better than a Doomscar. So I need your help, chat. So I went to SCG New Jersey this weekend, and I play it. We're gonna get we are gonna get wrapped. All right, there's a Supreme Verdict. Oh. Right now we can only reanimate 2 things. If we had more mana, it'd be so good. So what are our options here? I guess we can just get back the Crypt Breaker and start drawing cards. Like, oh, Wayward Servant, 1, 2, Crypt Breaker 1, 1, 2, 3. So we can Stitcher Supplier reanimate 2, or Wayward Servant Stitcher Supplier reanimate 1. Or we wait, but we got to expect there to be counters if we keep waiting. Okay, I think the plan is Wayward Servant, drain you. With the Stitcher Supplier. Mill some cards. Oh, very sad. Very sad. Return to the ranks to get a Crypt Breaker. Drain you. Pass the turn. So I got to play my Yarok Attraction deck. Oh, come on now. Oh, yeah, I think we're just dead. Hey, there's the lands. Oh, there's no. So one of the downsides of playing Rally instead of, or Return to the Ranks instead of the Rally of the Ancestors is its sorcery speed. And against control in specific, being instant speed is hugely beneficial. All right, we're going to go down a bunch of removal spells that don't really do anything. Go up discard spells. Go up recursive threats. I guess Right to Oblivion might be okay. Dos, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Hot or take, they're going to reverse all the completioning of the Cauldron when we return to Eldraine. None of this matters. Actually, I'm kind of scared about that. Like, do we know? So like I said, I haven't really read the story. Do we know if completion actually matters? Do I think that completed Jace will have 4 abilities? I do. It's actually interesting. Let me see. Oh, I wish I could find well, I guess we can just look at the Planeswalkers that have been spoiled. So one thing that's kind of interesting is if you look at the art of these cards, the completed Planeswalkers seem to be modeled after old versions of the same Planeswalker, which I think is kind of cute. So my expectation, since they showed Jace the Mind Sculptor as the Jace in specific, my expectation is we will actually get a 4 ability Phyrexian Jace. Because like Nissa, if you look at Nissa Ascendant Animus, and then let's see, Nissa Who Shakes the World. If you look at the art side by side, they're kind of in the same, like Nissa's got the same arms out wide pose. This is just, you can see the similarities. And I think that's true of all the completed Planeswalkers. Like Nahiri, looks like Nahiri Air of the Ancients, I believe. Like, you got Nahiri with the sword and the pose, kind of the same, but with sword arms. So my expectation is Jace is going to follow that same thing, and it's going to be posed like Jace the Mind Sculptor, because that's a Jace that Wizards used in the promotional art when they first released this. So I'm expecting this pose, 4 abilities, and probably very strong. We are here to talk about spoilers. That is what we live to do. Yeah, that sounds fine-ish. We got the Thoughtseize, which is nice. I mean, so do we know if completion actually matters? Oko, well, I mean, nothing is gonna be Oko strong, hopefully. Oko is just straight up a mistake. So Oko strong would be a negative. Yeah, let's just Thoughtseize, see what we're doing. Oh my god. Oh, that hand. Well, we gotta take the temporary lockdown. Yeah, opponent plays the tap land. We draw another Thoughtseize, which is actually not the worst. Well, play this on Zombie. Run out Wayward Servant. Pass the turn. So, like, do you think that completion means the Planeswalkers are done forever? Like, will we never see another Nissa? Oh, no. That's a really nice draw for our opponent. That's a good one. Well, that's a good one. Well, Corpse Knight and Stitcher Supplier for basically no value. Oh, this is gonna be hard now. We know our opponent has removal. Our graveyard plan is offline. Opponent's at 15. We know there's a Teferi. We know there's a bunch of card draw. It's going to be disappointing to me if all of this means nothing. If we find out that this is all just a dream, or they use the, like, oh, it's a time travel thing, this all happened a million years ago and it's fine now or something, to me that would be very disappointing. But I also am one of the people that thinks we need to be killing off more Planeswalkers. Oh, I found the Supreme Verdict. Okay, opponent's down to 10. I mean, if our opponent Wrath here, there's just no way we get back in this game. I don't even know if we beat a Shark Typhoon killing our stuff here. About it. I mean, it's not that I'm a huge fan of the Purge. It's more like I liked shows like Game of Thrones or Boardwalk Empire was another one. Like shows where characters can die more or less at any time. To me, I find that exciting. I know other people, like I was talking to Krim about this. We talked about it on the podcast. Krim is the other way. Krim is like, I don't want characters to die. I build an attachment to these characters, and then them dying actually really reduces my enjoyment of the story. I'm kind of the other way. Like, I'm like, yeah, I want to go into every episode or every set not knowing that anyone could go at any time. Like, to me, that keeps me coming back and keeps me interested. I think that Magic has erred very far on the side of not doing that. Like, it is really, really rare that someone actually dies in Magic. And even rarer that they stay dead, like Elspeth or whatever. We are trying to play some rally, or I guess technically return to the rank zombies at the moment, and getting ready for spoilers. It's Phyrexia day. About it. Cycle Shark Typhoon. I mean, we're presenting lethal. It's not really lethal, because worst case, our opponent can Teferi bounce. I don't know how we get in these last points of damage. Dak Fane is still gone, isn't he? 50 minutes. 50 minutes till spoiler stream. If they have to bounce with Teferi, we got a shot. They could just whiff. They bounce with Teferi, we hit him to 2. We kill the Teferi. We draw even more lands. Well, kill Teferi, hit ya. Play land number 6. What do you think about the theory that Planeswalker card types will be retired and replaced with legendary creatures with Planeswalker abilities? I think it's unlikely. I think Planeswalkers have been huge for... Well, that's That's a problem. I think Planeswalkers have been huge for Wizards. I think they've made them a lot of... Oh my god. Why do we run so bad? Hit ya, land 7. Outdrawing the control deck in terms of lands here. Opponent. That Wayward Servant does represent lethal. Technically. The Yarian doesn't stop it. Opponent. What do you got? What do you got? Come on, zombies. Yeah, this is going to be super close. What do you think the big... So, okay, the most obvious thing that I think is true is it seems like things are going to be able to move from plane to plane. Like I said, I'm not super big into the lore, but like some sort of reset, something to do with the world tree, Phyrexian world tree or something, and then... Oh my goodness, what a draw. And then non-planeswalkers would be able to planeswalk, essentially. I think that's very likely. That makes a lot of sense to me based on what we've seen. Yarion. Counterpoint. I have real life for all the strife and sadness. For all the strife and stakes and sadness I can ever need. I don't need excitement of death. Magic is effectively a frontier of infinite possibility and exploration. The endless exploration is possible. I'd rather the wonder of enjoyment in my life than my cat dad getting bored. I mean, that is a legitimate opinion. I can see that, how Magic is a... Yeah, that's gonna do it. I mean, I will say we had to run pretty bad, and our opponent had to top deck a Wrath for them to win this game. So, I mean, the Rest in Peace did work for them. That is part of it. But hey, we finally drew a creature, but it's not gonna matter because it's too late. Yep. Oh, yeah, I think we win that game a pretty big percentage of the time, but we just, like I said, we ran really bad, and our opponent, we'll just skip that one. We ran really bad, and our opponent drew farewell. Prediction, huge gameplay changes. Back to the legend rule of pre-Kamigawa. Singleton legendaries. Oh, I don't think you actually want that. that legend rule caused a lot of problems. The OG legend rule, pre-Kamigawa, the Lin Civi legend rule, it does not lead to fun gameplay. I can't imagine that. I can't even at this point imagine them going back to the M10 legend rule. Do you remember when? So this is Callblade era. Callblade era standard. The rule was that you could play, if you played a legend that was the same as another legend on the battlefield, both would die. So we had like Geist of St. Traft was a very powerful, hard to kill legend. So one of the ways you could deal with that would be like cloning it, like Phantasmal Image, to copy the Geist, and they would both kill themselves. There was also the same thing with Planeswalkers. Like decks would play Jace Beleren just to legend rule their opponent's Jace the Mind Sculptor. I can't even imagine them going back to that rule, and that's much less punishing than the late 90s one. Aphrodisiac for the 19th month, back again. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. This hand's pretty good. I mean, so what could the gameplay changes be? That's the one I really have no idea. The only thing that's kind of like makes me wonder is we know they're doing that. We know they're doing the, let's put this on Zombie. We know we're doing that March of the Machines Aftermath set. Hey, awesome! I'm glad it finally got there. K-Cell, I'm sorry for butchering your name. But we know. Yeah, let's just Wayward Servant. Wayward Servant, drain ya. Dark Salvation. Kill your Lana War Elves. Hit ya for 2. Drain them, drain them, drain them. I didn't get to draft Dominaria Remastered. Hey, what's up, Breaking Archmage? Yeah, early stream today because spoilers are in 45 minutes. The spoiler stream starts. We're kind of a myriad, eh? Is that what we're doing? I guess that's probably worth killing. Casting multiple things in a turn is sweet. I do enjoy playing spells. Oh, wait, we're going X1. How was everyone's weekend? Did anyone do anything fun? Kid Koozie, welcome to the Fishbowl. And Radio, thank you so much for your subscription. Big scoop cheer for you, thank you. Hit ya. And a new donation. We have a new donation from Lord Prophetix, $3 donation. Hey Seth, I've been working on this Pioneer Prison deck I thought you'd like to look at. Lock down the opponent with Magistrate and Urbrax Possibility Storm. That sounds spicy. That sounds like my kind of deck. Ooh, all right, land. Thank you so much for the donation, by the way. Let's play Wayward Servant number 3, Tron Assembled. Drain ya, Lazatep Reaver, double zombie, quadruple drain ya, get in with the zombie token, and opponent needs something pretty good to not be dead. Opponent gonna block, pass the turn. Let's see this Pioneer Prison deck. Urbrass, people always talk about Urbrass being bad. It really isn't. I feel like Urbrass is pretty underrated. We played it in Explorer, and it actually was pretty good. We also were trying to lock with like Dranith Magistrate, but we didn't have Possibility Storm. Possibility Storm is a huge upgrade. Yeah, this deck looks fun. It looks really sweet. I like it. I would definitely enjoy playing a deck like this. Opponent. Shkoos. Well, we should win here, right? Corpse Knight. Drain you. Corpse. We've drawn so many Corpse Knight and Wayward Servants. We're like Zombie Burn. We're essentially just Zombie Burn. Drain you. And opponent. Done. Yeah, Last Step Reaver is actually legit. One My Dominaria Masters draft featuring time stretch. Did you actually resolve it? Oh my god. So, okay. Little... seeing on Twitter, how do you display that zombie deck so good? Oh, that is the power of MTG Goldfish. That's actually the display on Twitter. That's actually something anyone can do. It's public. So if you go to any deck list on the site, like Grixis midrange for standard, if you go to visual view, right here along the left, it will give you that, and then you can just screen cap it and post it. But yeah, it's actually super convenient. Anyone can do it. You have not missed the spoilers yet. Spoilers are coming. 42 minutes until spoiler time. Toxic Mega Golem, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super, thank you. Oh, so SCG New Jersey. There was someone who really wanted the worm coil. Remember the serialized worm coil? That I opened. They really wanted the worm coil, so I traded it to them for 3 more collector boosters, and I managed to open another serialized card. My serialized hit rate is unbelievable. Like over the top, because they're so rare. So I don't know how I've opened 2 serialized cards in 4 total booster boxes. It was unfortunately, this one was worse, though. It was Journeyer's Kite. So not as exciting. But still, what are the chances of opening 2 serialized cards in 4 boxes? Any Planeswalker you're looking at in 1s for Super Friends synergy. Ooh, yes. There are some good ones. We got another new donation too. New donation from Dan. Ooh, can we keep this? We're on the draw. You know, I think we can keep this. It's a little greedy, but we do have stuff we can do with 1 mana. As long as we hit our lands, this hand is great because we have the Return to the Ranks and a way to fill our graveyard. So we really just need to hit our lands. Opponent Archon of Amiria. Oh, we're gonna mill 3 lands, aren't we? This feels like the kind of time where we mill 3 lands. 1, 2. All right, 2 lands that we really needed. A new donation from Dan Wildfire, $5 donation. My wife finally put together her mean version of Savitri. Oh, jeez, what a start. Her mean version of Savitri. During her first game, was able to cast Endless Evil on Ancient Silver Dragon, and won shortly thereafter. Ooh, thank you for the donation. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, I guess we should not have... Yeah, I mean, we're just dead. One land, one keep. What is Endless Evil? I don't even know what Endless Evil is. I gotta look for this card. Endless Evil. Endless Evil. Check creature you control, meaning your upkeep, create a token. Oh, you get a 1/1 copy of. Oh yeah, that actually seems ridiculous on Ancient Silver Dragon. Yeah, that looks sweet, and it also looks pretty mean. Got the Notion Thieves, got the Displacer Kittens. Yeah, that looks very, very solid, Doug. Okay. Maybe Crippling Fear's worth it. It is mostly a sweep. Maybe we don't want the Toskia's Welcome. And like go down the Thought Seas. Let's try something like that. Let's try it like that. Hey, Seth, got 4 collector boosters DMU. Got an old border foil Sylvan library and an extended art foil Urza. Ooh, nice. Those are good opens. I've got one. Managed to get 103 of 500 Springleaf Drum, which I'm not in a hurry to get rid of. Yeah, the Journeyer's Kite was 005, which is good. How many lands are in this deck? We do have the Crypt Breaker. Oh, this hand, if we had one more land, this hand would be amazing. You know, I think oh boy, we don't even have colored mana. I like the Crypt Breaker to draw us cards. Oh, why 137 Megacarp? Yeah, early stream because spoilers. We got spoilers in 38 minutes. The Phyrexia countdown is on. Yeah, we're gonna have some new Planeswalker tribal decks to check out. I don't think we can do it. All right, this hand not as exciting, but more functional. Dark Salvation probably to the bottom. Well, tap land go. So Planeswalkers from the new set that are good in Super Friends decks. Well, play a Swamp. Fatal Push the Llanowar. Champion of the Perished. This would actually probably be a pretty good collecting company deck. I wonder do you think Abzan would be better? If we went to Abzan, we could play Collected Company. And the flooding begins. Wayward Servant, grow the champion of the parish, Stitcher Supplier. Mill over cards that we really wanted, like Crypt Breaker to draw cards, get in Hitch. Wow, that was the milling of several of our best Magic cards. Pass the turn, opponent. All the ramp of the world. Coco time. How bad is it? Shauna in Scavenging Ooze. Incredibly? I think the word for that is incredibly bad. Another Wayward Servant. We have another new donation from Birds. If we ever get a $4.20 donation, by the way, very nice. If we ever get a break from spoiler season, would you be into spoiling old sets like you do on YouTube back in the day? Honestly, I love watching you play Magic, but spoiler videos are my favorite thing you do. So spoiling old sets. So you mean like doing essentially spoiler videos, but do lore win or do invasion or just like go through the sets and give a reaction to the cards? Yeah, we probably have to rights the Ooze, but then the Shauna is just gonna... Everything about this is bad. Oblivion rights. But this means the Shauna is just gonna draw infinite cards. Yeah, I mean, we're just in super bad trouble. Opponent probably should have exiled this. I'm not sure why they didn't. Yeah, we already have so many spoilers. I think the other challenge is how much of the Oh, 3 removal spells down. How much of the enjoyment of spoiler videos is because the cards are new? Like, do you think it would be less interesting if we already knew how good the cards were? Because I think part of, yeah, I think part of what makes spoilers exciting is, yeah, the Shana wins the game. Yeah, opponent gonna refuel. We draw more lands. So far this deck has felt very not good. Yeah, Wayward Servant, pass the turn. I do like... Nice, you're drawing 3 cards a turn and cast collecting. Alright, sure. I don't know why our one Grizzly Bear got a nice as our opponent combos off. Silverbugs, welcome to the Fishbowl for the 36th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I love talking about cards. Let's give it one more try, and then maybe we give up on Rally Zombies. Priest of Forgotten Gods. I mean, Priest, what would you cut for Priest? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I mean, Priest is good. The sack outlet's fine-ish. Removal's good. Card draw's good. We have played Karuga Fires. Is Fires cool again? It's always... I mean, I think the awkward part about doing spoiler videos for old cards is, like, there would never be a circle of loyalty because we know. Like, if I was making a spoiler video for, whatever, Ice Age back in 1995 or whatever it was, I would probably be trashing on Necropones like everyone else and saying it was horrible, only to find out it's one of the most busted cards that was ever printed. Or the same with like Lion's Eye Diamond. It's horrible. It's the worst card in the set. Why would you ever use this? But now, with 25 years of hindsight, we know what Lion's Eye Diamond does. We know how busted Necro is. So I wonder if that would take away from any of the excitement of it. Was Fires ever not cool? I mean, I think Fires got less cool when it was like broken in standard. People ended up kind of hating the card at some point. I will say, I think one thing about this deck list, which I don't remember where it came from originally. Karuga. Well, we don't got to worry about removal this turn. Yeah, let's just Crypt Breaker. Get down the Crypt Breaker past the turn. Yeah, Fires were just so strong in standard. Yeah, I missed 4 extra point field goals in a row. I noticed I didn't watch the football game last night. Do we know if the stream is going to be revealing new gameplay? Really no idea. If I was to guess, I would guess no, and that this is going to be focused on cards. I think aren't the big changes supposed to be like next set and with Aftermath rather than with Phyrexia proper? But yeah, I didn't actually watch the game last night, but I woke up and I like checked the scores on ESPN, and the headline was like, "Oh, Dak Preston threw 5 touchdowns, but they only had 31 points." And I was like, "How did they score 5 touchdowns and only end up with 31 points? That doesn't make any sense." And then I looked at the box score, and the poor kicker apparently just had the worst night of his life. could not make an extra point. So are there going to be gameplay changes? Everything is like up in the air. So Mark Rosewater said that there were going to be big changes to the like lore aspect, but also to gameplay. Like it was going to be both. But what exactly that means, none of us knows. Mark gets really hyped about things. That's part of what makes Mark Rosewater so great, is he is just like the best hype man. He is always excited. He's always enthusiastic. So saying that there's going to be gameplay changes, we don't really know if that's like some huge impactful game changing thing, or if it's going to be a much more, tamer tamer sort of change. We just really, at this point, have no idea who. Well, we got to get rid of this temporary lockdown, I think. That would be a blowout. We get to play a Corpse Knight. Go to combat. Hit you for 1. This hand's not bad. The Skyclave's going to be a little annoying if it hits our Crypt Breaker, but maybe our opponent will just never draw land. Zombies really good if the opponent does not draw land. Ooh, Champion of the Perished. Okay, so Toski is welcome. Also good. Secluded Courtyard on Zombie. Also good. Champion of the Perished, draw a card. Also good. Hey, so they have a silly pod deck for the new Tyver. For best of 1, I'd love to see your thoughts. Ooh, let me take a peek. All right, get in for 2. Still want to be able to draw a card. Pass the turn. And opponent, yeah, scoops it up. I'm curious. I'm curious to see how good this ends up being. So this is very similar to past Prime Speaker Vannifar. The idea is the same. Like, the idea of most Prime Speaker Vannifar decks is if you untap with Prime Speaker Vannifar in any creature on the battlefield, you should be able to tutor up a chain of creatures that wins you the game. So the idea would be you sack Llanowar Elf, which gets Corridor Monitor, which untaps Vannifar, which sacks Corridor Monitor, which gets Hydrix Tower Scout, which untaps Vannifar, which sacks to get Breaching Hippocampus, which untaps Vannifar, which sacks to get, what's the 5-drop? Hero of the Dunes. So it gets Hero of the Dunes, which can reanimate one of these things, which can untap Vannifar, and then I guess the win is going to be is Lotleth Giant actually lethal? Does that actually lead to the game straight up ending? That I'm not 100% sure on. If it's actually game ending, that might be a concern. Is it game ending? Yeah, Vannifar decks, if you've never seen a Vannifar deck, it's hilarious. So I'm not 100% sure on the finish. I remember one, hey, what's up, Milk Crate? How are you? I remember one, the last one I played with Vannifar. Hey, thank you so much, Milk Crate. The last Vannifar combo deck I played used, oh no, what's the, Nightmare Shepherd. Nightmare Shepherd and, oh, you can loop it over, how do you loop it over and over again? Oh, the way it's set up, you're going to get, like, all 3? The way that you loop it, you're going to end up getting all 3 Lotleth Giants? Oh, okay, that would work. That would do the job. Yeah, I mean, we will definitely try this. So, upside is Tyver Cal lets you do this right away. Turn 1 Mana Dork, turn 2 Tyver, turn 3 Prime Speaker. Theoretically, you win the game. Your opponent cannot have removal or a counter spell. That actually fizzles it. There's also a little bit of risk of drawing the wrong pieces. Like if you draw all of your Breaching Hippocamps or whatever, it can fizzle it. The other downside, perhaps the biggest downside. Yeah, I remember Grey Merchant Nightmare Shepherd being the win con of the last version that I played. Yeah, Crypt Breaker go. Same plan as last game, I think. The other downside is, if you don't have Vannifar, your deck is full of Breaching Hippocamps. Wait, do we have a joke, Milk Crate? I was gonna say I don't really know any Magic jokes. Why did the Magic card player quit the game as soon as their opponent cast a Thoughtseize? I don't know, Milk Crate. Why did the Magic player quit the game as soon as their opponent cast Thoughtseize? I'm curious about the punchline. Because they hate this card. No. Oh no. Very, very good. Yeah, Nightmare Shepherd is a really cool card. I mean, does anyone have any guesses as to what the changes will be? Here's my logic. Everyone go between planes, so going across the multiverse is going to be easy. Therefore, plane chase every game. I was wondering about that. So we know that March of the Machines, if you want a really like long shot theory, so we know March of the Machines is going to have it's going to be a not traditional set. It's going to be standard legal. Nick and welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Okay, so we know March of the Machines Aftermath. It's only going to be like 50 cards or 60 cards or something, but we don't know much about the set. We know it's going to be sold in like 3-card packs or 5-card packs. Like, the setup of the set is like something we've never seen any before. My first thought was like, how do you actually make a set out of that? Like, what is it, 50 mythics, and you buy these mini packs? Is it reprints? What if that plane chase style theory is actually correct, and the packs are not actually selling Magic cards as we know them, but the packs are selling oh, we're gonna get wrath here, but the packs are selling something like planes. And we have plane chase planes, and you start your game of standard with essentially an effect on the battlefield, which changes the game. All your stuff gets this. You have an emblem, kind of like some of the special events we see on Magic Arena, but the paper version of that, essentially. Is there any chance that could be the direction this is going? I think that's a long shot. I think it's a long shot theory, but we've heard Wizards say a lot about like standard being really bad. I mean, delusional ranting, that is completely fair. I mean, yes, it does seem very game warping. Oh, like printing companions, which they knew were game warping. Bring back world enchantments. But world enchantments are so clunky. But I think something like that seems possible. A new card type. Spoiler stream 23-ish minutes. Ugh. Where's our Gix? Where's our Gix so we can discard our hand? So shield, we can Rite of Oblivion it, which is probably our plan. So let's think about this. Crypt Breaker. Tap, tap, tap. Draw a card. Play a land. Play a Stitcher Supplier. Drain you mill. Tap, 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 draw a card. Maybe we should be dealing damage. Is dealing damage better than drawing cards? That can't be it. There's no way. MTG Goldfish, how did you get your name? So the MTG Goldfish part actually, yeah, I don't think we want to play anything else into a sweeper. Let's just pass. So the Goldfish name actually came from Richard, who founded the site. Yeah, that's what I was kind of envisioning, like Marvel Snap like effects that will have a impact on how the game is played. The scary part, if that actually did happen, would be, I don't know how you come back from that. Like, ooh, there's a temporary lockdown. Oh, actually, that's kind of fine, isn't it? Because we have another Rite of Oblivion. So play the land untapped. Play Crypt Breaker. Rite of Oblivion, the temporary lockdown, sacking the Crypt Breaker. Everything returns. Get a bunch of triggers. Yes. Oh, things are feeling good in this matchup. Drain you. Pass the turn, opponent down to 12. And Skyclave Apparition. Going after the Wayward Servant. Well, we will do a bit of tapping, draw a bit of cards. You reckon we're going to complete Tybalt in March of the Machines, or do they really just bring him in for Tyver to get his revenge? So I assume... Ooh, this is interesting. Play a Corpse Knight. Oh, yeah, I guess that's fine. Play a Corpse Knight. Play a Champion of the Parish. Play a land. So I think what's going to happen is Remember the stuff we were talking about of how non-planeswalkers should be able to like travel between planes now? I think what's gonna happen is we're gonna see the heroes, like kind of like War of the Spark a little bit. The heroes from all over come in to fight against the bad guys. I think that's the direction this is going. I have another MTG joke. Why don't they play red in the Netherlands? Because they don't have mountains. The only way that Seth would know about Magic stories is if Goldfish had a lore video channel. Lore's never really been my thing. It's just never really been how I enjoyed engaging with Magic. I remember I've gotten more into it. When I first started playing Magic, I think I've said this before that when I first started playing Magic, if it was a deck of playing cards that worked like Magic, I would have been perfectly happy with that. Like the lore was just not important to me even a little bit. But that has started to change, where I've become more interested in the flavor and the art and stuff over the years. Me doing a lore series might actually be funny. Hey, what's up, Zor James? We have another new donate. Oh no. Oh no, boy, this is where Rally would be absurd if we could find it. Zork James with this $6.66 donation. After what feels like 5 years of consuming Goldfish YouTube content, I finally managed to catch a stream. I hope that things go well for the zombie deck, and good luck to you and Bear. And if you mispronounce my name, no problem. Well, Zork James, hopefully I pronounced it fairly well. Thank you so much for the donation, and welcome to the Twitch stream. Good to see you. Gonna get Seth into I'm gonna get Seth into MTG lore. If I do, it'll be a lore win. Boy, we have some really good jokes in chat today. Probably just take Omnath, I guess. Get rid of that. Take the Omnath. Play the Champion of the Perished. Play the Corpse Knight. This is where drawing Reanimation would be game ending, I think, if we could ever find a Return to the Ranks. Although 2 are in the graveyard, sadly. There's the Skyclave Apparition going after the... Do you think that Tyver can make Baby Jace and Deathrite good in Pioneer? No. I like Tyver as a combo piece. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, this is actually not the worst Dark Salvation. Dark Salvation has been a little hit or miss, but this is about its peak production here. Kill a Skyclave, 3 zombies, and a 1/1, and the tap land past the turn. So I think the problem with Tyver Cal with Jace or Deathrite is it's a little slow. I don't know if a 3-drop to support a 2-drop will actually have an impact for constructed play. Well, play the land. Actually, what do we kill here? Huh. My first thought was to kill the Cavalier and hit our opponent to 1. But is it better to kill the Fires? Purdue, welcome to the... If we had one more zombie or one more creature, we'd have lethal. We're like literally a creature short. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. So we kill Cavalier, hit our opponent to 1. They get to Karuga. Cavalier is super frightening. We kill the Fires. We hit our opponent to 4. We lose a zombie. They Karuga. They draw cards. They block. All right, kill the Fires. So if we attack, opponent goes to 4. We lose a zombie. They play one thing. We attack. Block. Yeah, that doesn't actually work. All right, no attacks. Ooh, ooh. I told my wife that she had to start playing Grixis or I was going to leave her. She said it was a cruel ultimatum. Unshaven rank for the 22nd month. Ooh, that's a good one. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big Zoom Jeffrey, thank you. Crypt Breaker, drain you. Tap some zombies. Draw a card. Creature, please. Or our reanimation. Either one. Creature, reanimation. Reanimation's game. If we can find a rally or return to the ranks, it's game. Even a creature is fine, though. Creature, drain you, get to draw another card. Crypt Breaker's a good draw. MTG just went live. Really? And it's a Schwamp. Oh, I see. So they went live with the starting soon of 14 minutes. We'll keep an eye on it. We will get there once they actually start spoiling stuff. Well, all right, Swamp Go. Not exactly what we wanted. Is there a Mr. and Mrs. Olive in your life? Not just Bear currently. just me and the bear. By the way, have you ever played a Happily Ever After deck? Happily Ever After, we definitely played when it was in Standard. I don't think we've played it since then. I'm trying to think if there was another deck we played it in. That could be a fun one to revisit. Do you think the Toxic is going to be any good? I think we really have to see the rest of the set. One thing I really like about it is I don't think we'll just see elite cards. I think we're like almost 100% to get Jace. I think that's incredibly likely that we get to see the new Jace. I hope we see the new sword. What's the spikiest deck you've ever played? I played a ton of, I play just top tier net decks at times. We don't play them a ton, but we do sometimes just here's a deck that's doing really well. So, oh no. Wow, that is not the draw we were looking for, even a little bit. So, wow, is this slipping away? Slipping away. Draw a card, lose a life. Oh, geez. Magic gods. Why have you forsaken us, magic gods? I think we're going to die. Wow, we are running so poorly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Opponent going to draw a new hand. Oh, no. Oh. Opponent. Oh, yes. Oh, this deck looks hilarious. We've played this. Reminds me a little bit of Daggerbird, which was a similar concept of a deck where you're trying to give your opponents tokens and then kill those tokens. We didn't have all these cards because we played it in Pioneer or Modern, so we didn't have access to Hungry Lynx and Bronze Walrus and Acorn Catapult, but the play style is just so funny when it works. It's definitely a really fun idea. Early stream today because we have Phyrexia spoilers in 10-ish minutes. Wow, opponent's passing? Okay. Well, discard a land, make a... We gotta really win this turn, I think, to have a realistic shot. Discard the land, make a zombie. Drain you to 6. Oh, come on, deck. Not like this deck. Not like this deck. Opponent. Would we have had the win if we exiled Cavalier? Maybe. They would have Cavaliered Karuga the following turn. About it. Down to 6. I mean, we only have 18. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my God. Okay, that's even more lands. What do we do? What do we do? Yeah, not the best time to draw another land. We can draw up to 2 cards. The question is, do we have to wait and try to chump block? I mean, we got 2 rallies left in the deck out of 17 cards. The odds are not that bad. You knock them down to 2. They get 2 creatures. And then you swing out for 4 2/2s. Well, we only had. So we had 4 2/2s. Hang on. Yeah. Draw a card. Hopefully, this better not be a land. Can't take it. Can't take it. We really need to stop drawing. We need the rally, really. Opponent on the clock. Toski is welcome. Discard a card, make a zombie, draw a card. Drain you. Come on, deck. Come on, deck. Another Crypt Breaker. Play the Crypt Breaker. Drain you. All right, pass the turn, I guess. I mean, we should be able to survive, right? This doesn't give trample. Block, block. I mean, we should be able to survive. Although, if our opponent has, like, any sweeper. They just drew 3 cards. We're dead to any sweeper. Yeah, I mean, our best bet's to try to block through it and hope they didn't draw a sweeper, I think. Opponent taps. Yeah, Kenrith would get us too because of the trample. I mean, we do get to, if we are going to die, we get to draw 1 more card and see if our choice. Oh. Okay, so I think this might be a deck we need to rebuild. I think we'll look at it in a minute before we switch over to the spoiler stream. Ooh, what is the news from the new spoilers? More gift subs, Nick Kendo, handing out gift subs to DJM, Fililio, Thunder, Delta, and Acid Fallen. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do we live? Opponent swings with everything. Well, it seems like we should live. Block here. Block here. Block here. Block, block, block. Justin, so many subs today. Thank you so much, everyone. Justin, first time sub. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The Sanctimonic Tutor Seam. We'll talk about the deck in a minute. So this is not one that I built. This is one that I found. I don't remember the original builder of the deck. Oh yeah, I guess we should have blocked the Karuga. You're right. That technically has more power. This deck doesn't play Embercleave, does it? Oh no. Well, that would get us. If they got Embercleave, that does get us. I think, yeah, the Diabolic Intent would be good. I think rallies to go along with Return to the Ranks so we have more mass reanimation would be good. Those are the 2 big ones. Wow, so many subs. Ina Ray and Somaru. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Been a lot of timing out this game. We can't say much because we have also played slowly, but... So rally is better if it's not, if you're not winning the game. Like, you can't really, or return to the ranks is better if you're not winning the game. Rally is better as a combo kill, but because your stuff gets exiled, it's not a very good value play. Return to the ranks is a fine, like, get back a couple of things, see what happens type of play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I mean, we got to draw, right? Watch us die because we draw this card. To like, or because we didn't block the Karuga, because we blocked the Bone Crusher. Like pump, Bone Crusher or something. Oh my goodness, it's another land. Oh! Alright, down to 6, no pumping. Supreme Verdict. Oh, oh, we died to the Cavalier's ability? Not quite, down to 4. Opponent plays a... Oh! I don't know what to say. How is this possible? How is this possible? Mother Frogger and Air USW, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. 5-month return over rally, by the way. Can see the trade-offs just based on CMC. Actually, you just explained it. Hey, yeah, I think that's the main reason. Although I like rally too. Wow, have we... Oh, boy, this has been the stream of the bad... Oh! I mean, we don't cast this, right? Then we just die to a Bone Crusher. Opponent untaps. This has been the worst drawing. Opponent. Oh! No way! No! No. No, how is this possible? Oh, no! Okay. We have 2. We have 2 left out of 10 cards. Opponent untapped. Opponent. Oh my goodness, we drew it. Okay. Oh, do we thought seize? We finally found it. Do we thought seize? That's the question. That's the question. Do we thought seize? Oh no. The problem is if we thought seize, we lose to Bone Crusher. If our opponent had Bone Crusher, they would have played it, right? There's no way that they're slow rolling Bone Crusher. You don't think they have counters? After this, we'll jump over to the spoiler stream. It'll be time. They do usually play like Mystical Dispute in the sideboard or Swan Song. I think we cast it. If they're slow rolling a Bone Crusher, I'm gonna cry. Okay, just Leyline Bindings. Just Leyline Bindings. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, now flooding out is pretty awesome. Now it's pretty awesome. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't time out, please. 10. Here they come. Oh, we did it. Oh, don't get rid of that other Leyline Binding. We have enough mana, right? We could double Bosses. Mike Provicher, welcome to the Fishbowl. First time sub. Thank you for your subscription. Big soup for you. Thank you. 42 seconds till spoilers. 42. We got there. That was some awkward running, but we got there. And now we get to see the full glory. 10 zombies coming back into play. Infinite triggers about to go on the stack. Oh, it's so good. So good. Opponent. Here they are. That's a bunch of Corpse Knights. That's a bunch of Wayward Servants. We will click done. We will pass the turn. We will let things resolve and opponent scoops it up. Okay. That was a sweet win, and that is also literally perfect timing because it is Phyrexia time. Let me know.
Perfection of Elish Norn has to be inherited and shared.
Let me know about the
by
audio.
everyone.
How is? Yeah, it was
No doubt
perfect
in her
timing.
mind that her way is the
Oh,
right way.
Nopper,
It
welcome
is a
to the
great
fishbowl.
honor if
Thank
you
you
are
so
completed
much for
and
your
become a
subscription.
full
Big soup for
Phyrexian.
you. Thank you.
You either build the glory or become it.
How's
But you will
how's
be a
audio
part of
levels?
Phyrexia.
Can you hear me? And is
Hello,
the
Magic
can you hear the
fans,
stream?
And welcome to the debut of Phyrexia. All will be one. I'm Lady
Audio's
Danger
good?
from the
All right.
Command Zone podcast, here to help prepare you for
Phyrexia!
the greatest threat the Magic multiverse has ever faced: the insidious biomechanical
ever
empire
faced?
of New Phyrexia. In this set,
Is that
our
Billie? I don't think that's
Planeswalker
Billie
heroes are
Eilish.
taking the fight
Billie
right
Eilish
to the
Magic player
Phyrexians.
confirmed.
So let's see what's in store for them once they arrive.
Finally, you get to see Phyrexia in all its glory, as Phyrexians themselves, and Elish Norn specifically
Ooh.
envisioned it.
There's gotta be sweet artifacts in this set, right? There's gotta be.
In Phyrexia. I want people to feel
Expand
a little bit
the
like
sphere.
outsiders, but very curious. It's a fascinating
Oh,
world.
man.
That fascination comes through in the art.
How do you
This
like
gives
the
you a
art?
pause,
Do you
right?
like the
You don't know what
body
might attack
horror
you.
like aspects
So
of
for this
it?
set, we're reprinting a popular cycle.
Turn up the
Dual
WotC
Lands.
stream.
With Phyrexia, we really get to dive into the dark surrealism, and we had to.
These lands are a
reimagine
huge
and
deal for
visualize how they
Pioneer.
could be
Huge.
happening
Huge, huge,
here in
huge.
Phyrexia. We had to create
Like
new
they're
environments
the
that
impact
would
is going to be
express
really,
not
really
just the
big.
gameplay, but
I also like
this
it.
conflict between factions and how each faction
unique.
carries out
Ooh.
its influence.
The
with
full border
Necrogen,
versions look
with
sweet.
Ichor, with molten metal.
Such
we
a good
get to
land
see these
cycle.
elements across the lands. The Glorious Facade is an extra layer that was built on top of the old Mirrodin. Phyrexians
All right,
have scrapped
how's that
a lot of the metal
audio-wise?
in old Mirrodin, and they have created an entire new sphere where they have built tons of monuments to glorify themselves. It's their vision for the rest
Yeah, the
of
art from this
multiverse.
set's so good.
And the Twilights in particular are monuments to each of the Praetors. It was our way to have more Praetor presence in the
Show
set.
us some cards.
Each of the Praetors is engaging the suns of different color manas. Shieldred's Black Sun's Twilight comes at a point where the
Up
black
to what?
sun comes too close to the surface.
card's-
and it
this
looks
card's gotta
very
be
large.
good.
But as large
Up to,
as it looks,
Up to one
Shieldred
target creature gets
rises
negative X,
above it,
negative X.
because Shieldred
And
is all
then
about
if it's
imposing
expensive, you get to
herself.
reanimate it.
Jingitaxias is grabbing the blue sun.
I think the
where
Twilight
Jingitaxias
cycle is
almost
that
studying
card's
it
really good.
and exploit
Thank
it
you.
for his
Instant
own
speed
purposes.
too. It
So
comes
his
into play 10,
monument
but
is
still
doing
instant speed
exactly that.
reanimation
At a
and
certain
instant
point
speed killing.
in the day,
That seems like
the blue sun
a
aligns
really, really solid
with
removal
the
spell.
monument to Jingitaxias in a way that it seems like he's studying it.
Wenku, welcome to
Borabrask
Baseball.
is
Thank you
reaching
so
for the
much for
red
your
sun in
subscription.
his
Big soup to
monument. We
you.
gave him a redesign in this set to make
Universe
him
is
look
beyond
more
just ad space for
combat ready,
WotC.
more aggressive, and
I
streamlined.
don't know about
too.
just, but I'm sure that's
Borabrask,
part of it.
however, emphasizes
Hey, Lent Times, you're
individuality
right in
and
time.
uniqueness.
We're just
So he
starting
never quite
spoiler
grabs the
stream.
sun. Is he's the only Phyrexian
We know Jace is getting
who lets
completed.
everyone be themselves. Vorinclex is one of my favorite Phyrexians.
I mean, the
monument
Praetors are
is
pretty
Vorinclex
epic.
just devouring.
They're
the
just
sun.
epic
The sun
characters.
Comes and aligns with
Urabrask
Vorinclex's
isn't as
monument
bad as
in a
people make
way
it out to be, I
that
don't
it
think.
just goes into his maw. It's this
Yeah, I didn't realize they were
Darwinian
that big
disposition to
either.
vanquish
I thought Praetors were
the
like
weak.
normal
The
size,
White
but they
Sun's
look
Twilight,
huge in these
the monument
monuments.
to Elish Norn, opening her hands to receive the white sun. The mana.
the art's so
You see
good.
A lot of like little skitterlings coming out of the monument. A bunch of
such a
Phyrexian
sweet
mites.
play.
In the card,
Was completed
it's
Jace
the
a
mana
league?
that you use to empower yourself.
No,
You
but
create a number of
we know
mites
there's
equal to
5
the
and
number of
5,
mana that
5
you pay,
completed, 5
and
not
you
completed,
gain an amount of life.
and we
You
have
get
5 that have not
incredible
been
rewards for
completed,
this. You
and
can
Jace is the only one
destroy
left,
all
so
creatures,
process of
depending on
elimination
how much
means
mana you
Jace has
have.
to.
And so
Ooh,
the monument
they
expresses
flashed it up so
that
quickly.
incredible power that Elish Norn
The
is
Twilight
attaining
cycle
and will
all
attain.
seems
The Fair Basilica's
ridiculous.
shapes are pointing at
I
the
wish they left it up on
center,
screen. Let me
and
see if I-
we created
let me see if
actually
I can
a
find
hallway
it.
going into the basilica. That's impressive, like
White
any
Sun's Twilight,
ancient
yeah.
Roman monument would be.
This is the one
You
that they
see
just
a row
showed.
of not cypress trees, but they're sinew trees. They have this shape, right? It's
You
the
gain-
flesh
so-
of all who have been taken. You see
Double white
some
and X.
ossified
You gain X
Phyrexians
life. Create
in the
X1/1
front of the
Phyrexian light
building,
token.
raising the
With Toxic
arms
one
to
and
the
they
glory
can't
of
block.
Elish Norn.
If it's 5 or more, blow up all
Elish
their
Norn, Mother
creatures.
of Machines,
It's essentially
is
Marshall
one of my favorite
Q
arts.
returning.
All of these aspirants just
Not being able to block is a
themselves
drawback,
so
but
much to
even
Elish
with
Norn
that, I think
they
this card is like
decided to just
ridiculous.
become
It's a
ossified and
wrath. It gains
placed in
life.
her throne
It leaves
where
behind a
she
ton of
sits,
tokens. It
and she
finishes the
raises her
game.
arm. It's not just a
Banner
gesture
Bottom.
of glory and power, but also reaching.
It is.
for
It
the
is.
multiverse.
It is kind of Marshall Cube at
Atraxa
home,
is
but
what
still.
everyone wants to be here.
Come
An
on.
ultimate completed
Show us the
Phyrexian in a
Atraxa.
high position.
Show
close
us
to
the
Elish Norn.
cards, Watsy.
The
Show
art
us the
was
cards.
made by Marta Nail. Such a great palette. It just gives it.
They
this
are essentially kind of
surrealistic
2
touch
power because of Infect, yeah.
otherworldly
Well, 2
divinity.
power, but
Atraxa's
only if you
raising
win
her
with
arms.
Infect.
She's coming in. with
Atrax is
other
coming
angels.
back.
And
Atrax
the
is coming
aspirants
back.
Who are humans who want to be.
Sword and Jace are the things I
Fully
want to see the most.
completed.
In Atraxa. Sword, Jace,
When we were working on
Atraxa.
Koth, we were trying to think how can
Koth.
we depict a very strong planeswalker. This is a very passionate resistance fighter. He's beheaded
Why
a
is he so
Phyrexian.
bad,
There's
then?
other Phyrexians drowning in the molten metal. That
Why? You
Koth
make
is
the art
manipulating.
epic and the
His
character
pose
epic,
is
but
that
the
of
card is so
confidence.
bad. Koth got done
Kaito represents
done wrong.
this resistance element against Phyrexia. So you see these
This is live, yeah, we're
suns,
watching the stream
and you
live.
see these looming monuments, and oil
I
is
think-
shooting at Kaito.
Let me
but
see if I can
Kaito
pull
is
up Mark
slashing through it,
Rosewater's
taking it apart. His
teaser.
presence and his action are literally tearing through the composition. The
I
Eternal
feel
Wonder
like one of
is
Mark's
cutting through
teasers
a Phyrexian,
was
but also cutting through the layer itself.
a
This
5
is a
color
beautiful piece by Alex. It's made
Oh,
in oils.
wait.
It's just a traditional painting.
a new
The Wanderer
4-color
finds
legend.
herself
Atrax
in
is
the
gonna be
middle
4
of
colors
the
again.
hunter's
It's gotta
maze,
be. Like,
and
this has
she
to be
makes quick
Atraxa.
work of it.
This
I
is also
love
how we
the
know there's
smile
another
of
sword.
confidence that she
Phyrexian
has.
Eye Staff
This
of
is
Domination
easy
sounds
work
cool.
to destroy
Affinity coming.
Phyrexian
Oh, this
Hunter.
adds
We'll
so
definitely
sweet. This adds so sweet.
travel to an alien world here. Nothing is meant.
Jace is
for
the only
regular
walker that
human
hasn't been
eyes to
officially
appreciate.
previewed yet.
You need to become completed a little bit.
In this set, the Phyrexians have the home field advantage. So what better time than now to celebrate Magic's most iconic villains with their very own special art treatment? Let's check in with the Booster Fun team for a closer look at the Phyrexians in all their slick, spine-chilling glory.
For one,
are they gonna show
with the team to
spoilers?
develop all the booster fun and showcase treatments. We did a couple of full art basic plans.
Ooh.
Very kind of like
Ooh,
traditional
all right.
art in the most glorious
Actually,
way.
I mean, they're fine. They remind me of
And we went slightly
Oh,
different
Brothers
direction
War, really.
with the set here, where we hired
They're
Mark
not-
Riddick,
they're
who's
not
a
bad.
famous death metal artist, which
ooh,
fit the
those
aesthetic of
those
the
look pretty sweet with the
Phyrexians. He worked in
Phyrexian
the
language.
mana
Those
symbols
are
into
better.
his
Higher tier,
designs
higher tier.
with some Phyrexian
Those I would
writing
play.
in
They
them
remind
as
me of
well. They turned out
Keldheim.
really
They look like
The thing that
Keldheim,
we end
but
up
the
telling artists, I
Phyrexian
think, the
aspect puts it
most
over the
is
top.
Don't make a magic card. The artist has such a strong style and aesthetic that it's almost going to that.
Yeah, Booster Fun's a funny name because you know it's really like Booster make us a ton of money.
This substance, this glistening oil, this ichor that the Phyrexians use to spread
This
their
ichor.
contagion that's just within their entire existence. And then there's this art
Okay.
style of inkwash painting, which inkwash art style is so expressive and it's so bold
It looks
and
solid.
simple, and it's
It looks
about
good.
the essence of something and not about.
There's so many
making a
versions of
picture-perfect
Elish Norn.
image. It's about
Not
more
really.
the
We saw a
feeling
couple
what you're trying
of
to capture.
we saw a
We
couple
asked the artists
of
to
the
really
Twilight
focus on
cycle,
certain
but
details
that's
really
about
carefully.
that's
So
about it
part
so
of
far.
the
So you're
composition
right
is
on
these big,
time.
giant splashes that are like brutal and violent, and then there are very deliberate
Yeah, they've-
areas, both with the negative and.
So far, they're not really giving us much new information. Like, I was expecting more like show us new cards, but so far it's been stuff that they already previewed and just close-ups on Elish Norn
moving
art.
around all of his artwork.
When the main set art is so detailed and has like almost these Renaissance art roots.
Yeah, they
to
are
it
gushing
and
about the art.
Delves into that representation of body horror in such a like realistic fashion, then it gives us the chance to like pull way far away from that. And
Didn't
get
see
way
the
more,
Black
like,
Sun.
expressive and figure.
Black Sun was 1 black and X, instant speed. Target creature gets -X. If you cast it for X5 or more, reanimate something with that mana value or less.
each other's beauty and efficacy. So Azuri is a Phyrexianized elf, talking about like things that are elvish are usually like green tones and lighter colors and like softer.
Azuri, Stalker of Spheres, 4 mana 3/3. ETBs you can pay 3 twice. A 3 if you do proliferate twice. When you proliferate, draw a card.
The artist that worked on that has done
So
a
it's
bunch of
basically
really beautiful
Kicker?
English art for us, and their style's a little bit softer, but it's
I don't know, is
still
that good?
functioned as a really strong piece of the set.
For
Is that
Death,
actually-
we worked
ooh.
with Flavio Giron.
We focused in a little bit more
Thane
on the
of
face, I think, to get
Contracts.
at that
3
more natural
mana,
element a little
3/4.
bit. Then there's
Gives your
the
other
allowance for
creatures
a lot of,
-1,
brutality and
-1.
facial expression.
One of the
Pay
coolest
through-
cards that
Boy,
we
they
have
are not
was
sticking on these
Elish
cards,
Norn,
like,
Mother
at
of
all.
Machines. I worked closely with Kokodo, a
I still don't
Japanese
know what
art
that pose
agency, to
is.
develop a list of really interesting horror manga artists. Junji Ito is
All right, I'm gonna have to
one of
pull
the
up these
most
cards in
popular,
other places because they're
well-known
popping them
manga
up so
artists
quickly.
in
We
the
can't
world,
even
and
we can't
certainly
even
in the
see
horror
them.
manga category. So it was great to have his work in this set.
One of the really interesting things about
So what
bringing
do we-
this
what do we
manga
think about
series also
Azuri?
into the card set is that traditionally is also in
So
black and
Azuri-
white. So we have already this monochrome ink wash style, and then we have another whole
Would you build a
genre of
commander
art
deck
that
around
is
it?
traditionally also monochrome, but the style is actually very different, even though both have this psychological horror and unsettling quiet to them.
We focused in on the
So-
characters, minimal background, but we made sure.
So
that they
4
were,
mana
you know,
3/3 is
doing
not
the
that
things
impressive
that
of
Phyrexian
stats. It's a
do.
hill
Lots of
giant.
aggression, lots of violence.
By itself,
Whereas
it does
the Icarus
nothing.
style, the movement is
If
in
you
the
kick it
brushstrokes.
and pay
You're seeing
7
movement
mana,
of
you
artists
draw
as
2
opposed
cards
to
and double
maybe as
proliferate.
much of, like, the
That's
really
actually
well-executed
pretty
and, like, visually
powerful.
described that's in the manga style.
It's
Also,
better than
these cards will
Rolodex
be
or whatever
featured
that
in
card
our
was
seven
called,
complete
like
style,
that wanted to
which is maybe
proliferate from
more
the command zone.
contrasting
So I guess if you
inspiration
want to
we
like
had for this, where we thought about
have a
really
proliferate
old-fashioned
commander,
brands and
it's
fashion
kind of
houses
sweet.
because
It's in
they had
Simic, so you
that
can
same
ramp.
kind of, like,
Hard for me to
monolithic,
imagine it being
power
that
and
good in
vision, and that,
standard.
to us, kind
Like
of like tapped into this Phyrexianization idea of this group of beings who want to like make everything in their own image. So
the
that
foiling
this
styles.
idea of this
At first I was like,
pattern of the
but that actually
Phyrexian
looks kind of sweet
logo
with
and
all the different
symbol.
We
colors.
also have a really cool treatment coming out in it.
I don't know. I guess I'm not impressed by Azuri. I would play in a proliferate deck, but I don't know. I don't think it's gonna really make it outside of there. Too expensive, stats not big
To
enough.
this spot, we had to commission the art in black and white. We needed to make sure that we had some movement as well, some texture.
We were able to produce
Oh, I
what
called
is
it
a very
Rolodex.
simple idea into a beautiful,
Yeah, the
elegant,
polka dot and foiling looks
incredibly
sweet.
arresting magic card that if someone lays that across the table from you, that is a showstopper. Like the room is gonna shut down and people are gonna be like, what is that?
We also have Elish Norn, Mother of Machines, fully translated into Phyrexian.
Working on this has been so much fun because what isn't better than
I wonder, do you think they changed this because of the leaks? I gotta say, so far I'm a little disappointed that we are almost 15 minutes into this stream, and they have showed us very little, like, other than stuff that they already showed off. Like, oh, here's a million art styles of Elish Norn. We knew that. Like, they already did a whole stream about the million art styles of Elish Norn.
What makes them feel scary once you've shuffled up for a match? For more on that, let's hear from editor Matt Tabak for an All Will Be One mechanics breakdown.
Okay, let's see
And to
some
kick things off
cards.
for Phyrexia, all will be one. What better mechanic to look at than Toxic?
All right.
Toxic
See
a
if this
new
confirms
ability
any of the
found on
rule stuff.
Phyrexian creatures. If a creature with Toxic
7
deals
mana,
combat
6/7,
damage to a
Toxic
player,
6.
that player also gets some poison counters.
Woo! That's a
Specifically,
big
this
number.
The
I
Toxic
mean,
value.
not
Paladin
gonna
of
make it
Predation
constructed.
has Toxic
It's 7
6.
mana,
so if
but
it hits your opponent, they get 6
in limited,
poison counters.
two
Why
hits,
is this bad
2
for
hits.
them? A player with
That's
10
like
or
Blight
more
Seal
poison
in limited.
counters loses the game. But that's not all. Bad things start happening with even a few poison counters, particularly 3. And remember that combat damage is still dealt, and Paladin of Predation
Can you stack
smashing for
it?
6
That was a
is
question.
probably also not fun for them. But Toxic has no effect if the creature deals combat damage to a creature or a planeswalker. A creature's power and its toxic value aren't necessarily connected. Even if Paladin of Predation had only dealt 1 combat
I mean,
damage
it's a
to
sweet-
a player,
it's Blight
the
Steel
player
at
it
home.
dealt
It's a
damage
sweet
to
limited
would still
card. The
get
art's
6
cool.
poison counters. So Toxic and combat abilities like Trample get very interesting. With Toxic, it's all about poisoning your opponent.
Okay.
10 is great.
That makes
ends
sense.
the
So you
game.
trample
But there are
over,
other
you
benefits
still get
too.
in-
Even if you can
you
get
still
them
get
to
in
3
all the
poison counters,
poison.
You're gonna turn on abilities called Corrupted. Corrupted
I
abilities
really
are
like
all about an
Corrupted.
opponent
It's
having
such a cool
3 or
idea.
more poison
The
counters.
Sea
There are all
Core,
kinds of corrupted
colorless,
abilities.
adamant only
The
for
last ability
Phyrexia.
of the Sea
Oh,
Core is an
this
activated
man's so
ability
good.
that requires a corrupted opponent to be activated, while Skrelv's Hive has a static ability that requires a corrupted ability to, well,
At the
do
beginning of
anything.
your upkeep,
There are
you lose a
instants and
life.
sorceries
Make a
that get
1/1
better if
Phyrexian
there's an
might
opponent
artifact
with 3 or
creature
more
token with
poison
toxic
counters
1 in this
and
creature
more.
can't block.
In multiplayer
As
games,
long as your
you
opponent's
only need one
corrupted,
of
3
your
poison
opponents to have
counters,
3 or more
creatures
poison
you control have with
Not all
toxic
of
have
them,
lifelink.
but
Basically
all of them is
a
better
very
if
bad
you
bitter
can manage
blossom,
that.
but still
Corrupted
probably good
abilities are
enough.
powerful. But don't forget
Queer
the end
Ed,
game
welcome to
with
the
most
Fish Bowl.
poison
Corrupted is
strategies.
always
A player
3+.
with 10 or
Yeah,
more
that
poison
is
counters
what the
loses the game.
definition is. Welcome to the Fish Bowl.
Phyrexia
Thank
is a
you
machine,
so much for your
and that
subscription.
machine
Big
needs
soup for you.
fuel. And in this
Corrupted,
set,
I
that
really
fuel
like
is
Corrupted.
oil
Corrupted's
counters.
such a sweet
A
mechanic.
lot of cards in this
Ooh,
set
all
put
right, oil
counters
counters.
either on themselves or on other permanents, and you're going to find all kinds of bonuses that care about oil counters. Just like Phyrexia, you can take advantage in any way possible. Huh. More of that strange oil. Oil
Urbrass
counters appear
Forge,
all
3
over
mana, beginning of
Phyrexia
combat
all
on your
over
turn. Put
Some
oil counter
cards,
at it,
like
then make a
Urbrass Forge,
X1
put
red
oil
Phyrexian
counters
horror
on
creature token with
themselves,
trample and
and
haste.
use those
Where X is
counters
number
to do
oil
all
counter,
kinds of
sacrifice
stuff.
would be an
In
X
the
end
Forge's
step.
case, that's spit hot fire in the form
So
of Phyrexian
play it on 3,
horrors.
make a 1/1.
Each one bigger than
Turn
the
for a
last.
2/2.
Oil counters don't have any inherent.
Seems
So
slow.
look at
Seems
each
slow unless
card to
you
see what
proliferate
effects
it.
the oil counters have. Some cards care about how many permanents with oil
I think
counters you control.
if you're
Other cards
proliferating
move
it, seems
oil
like it
counters
could be
around.
sweet. Or if you have other ways
Things
to add
get out of hand
counters.
very, very quickly. But it's probably nothing. And to help the oil spread, we are bringing back one of the most popular mechanics Magic has ever done.
Really? Is proliferate actually
And it's
that
not just
popular?
oil counters. Any kind of counter that you happen to be playing
I didn't
with,
realize that
will
proliferate
help
was
you
considered to be
spread
one of the
love.
most popular mechanics ever.
Proliferate is a
It
returning
is sweet.
keyword
It is a
action
cool
that's
mechanic.
all about counters. And not those
Oh?
counters. Those
Oh.
counters.
I was gonna
To
say counter spell in
proliferate,
standard. Oh my
first
god.
choose any number of players or permanents that already have counters on them.
Okay.
Now for each of them,
we know how
and
to
for each kind
proliferate.
of counter it has, add another one. Your opponent has 2 poison counters, they're getting a third.
What do y'all think about Corrupted? Like, how do you like that mechanic? I feel like giving players a reward for getting poison counters but not actually killing their opponent is actually like is pretty excellent. I think that's gonna fix one of the big problems with Infect. It seems like it'll be great in Limited. We'll see if it has an impact on Constructed. Kamikaze, welcome to the Fish Bowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Last time we had Infect and poison counters, the problem was no one played the Infect creatures unless you were an Infect deck, because you don't want to deal some Infect but not actually kill someone that kill your opponent twice. Ooh, for Mirrodin. For Mirrodin!
That come with their own
Blade
wielder.
of
When an
Shared
equipment
Souls.
with Mirrodin enters the battlefield, you
3
create
mana,
a
2 to
2/2
equip.
red rebel creature token.
So it's
Then attach the
basically-
equipment to it. For
it's
Blade of
basically
Shared Souls,
improved
that means you can take
living
advantage
weapon.
of its
You get
other
a
ability
2/2.
right away, and at no additional
When it becomes
cost.
attached
From
to a
there,
creature,
it's an equipment like any
as
other.
long as it's
So you can use its
attached, you may have that
equip
creature
ability
become a
as
copy of
sorcery to
another
attach it
creature you
to a different
control.
creature you
That's a
control. If
sweet
you're ready to
equipment.
fight back
For
against the Phyrexian
Mirrodin!
menace,
It's the
show
Clash
them
on
what
of
a
the
real
set.
living
It's
weapon
Mirrodin, yeah.
is. For Mirrodin.
Living weapon for the good guys.
Phyrexia
Although
All Will Be One brings back some old.
it's actually way more powerful because living weapon made 0/0s. So if you ever move the equipment onto something else, the germ just didn't exist, it would die. For Mirrodin, making 2/2s is a huge upside though, because you actually get a creature that sticks around if you move it.
What each side is bringing to the table. Let's have a look at how the design
I think
team
for Mirrodin's
built
cool.
tools
I don't know
like
about
Corrupted
the exclamation
and
point.
For
The
Mirrodin
name of it's
for the
like a little
all-in-one
cheesy.
Commander decks.
But
when we start making the commander decks for the corresponding set, we're usually trying to look at that set flavorfully
Ooh, commander
and
decks?
mechanically and seeing what can we pick from there, what's going to be the most resonance
Okay.
kind of
Wow.
deck archetypes.
These are all people
coming
that
from
I've never
there.
seen
For
before.
this set, Phyrexia All Will Be One. We have one deck based on the Phyrexian.
I mean, I know
the
Lady
Corrupting
Danger,
Influence
but-
deck, and
Do you know any of these people? This is a interesting.
Excel, which is
Oh,
a
this card's so
Phyrexian
sweet.
Angel.
We saw this
The
one
main
before
purpose of
because
this
it came
deck
out
is
on
to give kind of a
on
definition
Amazon.
to a Phyrexian commander deck in
This
general.
card I think is going to be
Phyrexians don't
popular.
have a lot
4
of
mana,
identity-based
2/5,
in
flying
Commander,
vigilance,
and
toxic
so
2, beginning and
we
step.
thought
Each opponent has
focusing
3
on
more
the
poison counters.
aspect
Exile the
with
type card to the
mechanics,
library.
toxic
You may
and
look at
aggressive
and play
would be a
those
great
cards
direction to go
as
with
long as they're
Excel
exiled.
and
Spend
the
mana as
deck
those
in
mana
general.
any color.
When we're making
It is
a commander that
essentially
wants to encompass
it's
more
like
of
a
the Phyrexians, we
Infect
want to find a color identity
proliferate
that not just
/
feels right
theft
for the
style commander.
Phyrexians,
I
but
think that
has
card's going to
a very
be
inclusive
that's going to be
umbrella of
popular.
other cards.
People are
There's
going to build
lots of
around this
green,
one. I think it's going to be a
poison
popular
cards, and white
commander.
cards, and Phyrexian
Mono
cards
green
that can add to the
Stompy
Excel
for the
set. From the very
65th
beginning
month.
of the
Welcome to
set,
the
we
Fishbowl.
knew we wanted
Thank
to
you for your
try our
subscription.
hand at a
Big
poison
soup for you.
deck. Not only was it
I mean,
very
better
rich for the Phyrexians,
Gonti-ish.
but we were just really curious to see how
I
we
still
could make
think-
poison work and more fun for a broader audience.
I still think
Poison
we're gonna end up
traditionally a
changing
divisive
the amount of
mechanic in
poison
Commander,
counters
but we
you
thought
need in
using the
Commander.
corrupt mechanic would be a really good way to
I
bring the
think
fun of
this
poison
set's going to do it. I think it's going to
poisoning
have to
your opponents
happen.
without bringing more of the unfun components where maybe you're defeating your opponents too fast through poison. Excel's a little bit different. Using the corrupt ability, you want to poison your opponents lightly as fast as you can. Once you have them poisoned, you're going to be drawing cards from
Sword
their
of Fortune
decks.
Frontier.
Really
Sword of
being the
Fortune
villain of the
Frontier.
story,
They
giving
didn't-
a lot
do
of
we
card
see it?
advantage through the game.
We didn't see it,
Mayali is
right?
the
It
head
went too
of the
fast?
Mirren deck and
Oh,
a representative
we
from
saw
the
it.
Rebellion side. This
Does that
red-white
mean it's in a
wants
commander
to be
precon,
more
though, and not a
aggressive
real
using
card? If
creature
they put the
tokens.
sword cycle
Commander
in a
itself
commander
gives your attacker
precon.
creature tokens double strike,
Oh,
which is a great
no,
way to
it
put
better
on their
be in the
aggression
real
and
set.
pack a big punch. This card also
Attacking
provides a lot of
tokens
card
you control
advantage
at double
for
strike.
continuously
Whenever one of our
attacking
tokens you
with your
control
creature
attack a player,
tokens.
instead top card to your library
Red-white
during any turn you
usually
attack
has
with
the
token, you may
weakness
play a
of
card.
having a lot of cards to play in the game, but Neali will really
I mean,
help you keep it up
good.
in the later turns.
Whenever one
The
of our
Rebel
tokens
creature
you
type
control
actually
attack,
comes from an old set of Magic the Gathering.
So you
Rebels
should be
used to
able
have a
to-
completely different identity.
you should be able to draw 3 cards a turn, right? In Commander, if you attack each opponent.
To Rebels. Those are creature tokens. Naoli loves creature tokens.
For
Naoli's
me-
in the Rebellion. Let's
Oh,
make
boy.
this deck about Rebels.
They're
So we
really
have
not leaving
those
these
kind of
cards on screen very
princes of
long.
Rebels
So if you
all
attack
among the
each
deck.
opponent, you're
Characters we
exiling
put on
3
the front of
cards.
Commander decks
That's a
have
cool
huge
way
platform and a
to.
great way to display a lot of the themes of the stories. And
That's
the
a
characters
cool
we
way
wanna show
to,
off. But if you're working with
to make
world
it work.
building
I
to
like
figure
it.
out who's the best fit there and
I
what's
still
the
think
best
Poison's gonna
thematic fit for the
change.
decks. What's really interesting about
We gotta
Phyrexian
correct the mistakes of the
LOB1
past.
is it takes us to
I wonder if
completely
anyone,
different
yeah.
aesthetic.
I'd love to see
world
what the
than we've
sword
ever
said.
seen
It went
before.
so
We've seen
fast, though.
Phyrexians
It just,
here
like,
and
it was a
there, and we've seen
blur.
how creepy and macabre they can be, and now we have a world that is.
It doesn't look like
dominated
anyone put it on
by this
Reddit yet
creepy,
either.
Macabre aesthetic, and it's a very different direction, and I think it's going to
I
build
wanna
a lot
know
of
the
people who
sword.
really
Come
love
on,
what
Watsy.
things we got of the Phyrexians in the past.
It is a secret sword.
Switching back to the main set, Magic's play design team is responsible for taking all the
Won't
different
poison just
elements
get
of
you
a
killed?
set and blending them into a cohesive gameplay
We'll see.
experience. Let's join lead designer Andrew Brown. to
If
hear
it's not
how
in the main
team
set, I'm gonna
brought the
cry.
Phyrexians
That would
to
be
life.
so disappointing.
The first thing we always want to try and do is make sure that we capture
Oh, so they kept us
the
from seeing
feel
it on
that we're
purpose.
trying
That
to
makes
make
sense.
the players feel like when they're playing the games. Phyrexia is a very popular place. You feel like you're there and you're
Oh, boy,
immersed
that
in
art
this
is so
wild
sweet.
place
Ugh.
of alien monsters
Ugh,
and dripping
the art's
claws of
so
poison.
good.
Yeah, I mean that's our initial
The
goal,
art's
is
just
to make
so
sure that you
epic.
feel
It
there
was
and
red
you're
green. It
immersed
looked
within
red
this
green.
world of, crazy Phyrexia.
We're
Who's king of
missing
the mites? That's where
Demir
the idea
and
of
Gruul.
Skrelv was born. Skrelv is
Skrelv,
the only legendary
Defector
mite
bite.
creature that we have.
One
So
mana,
mites
one.
are a new
Card's so
token
good.
type
1 mana,
where
1 toxic
they are
1.
1/1s
Can't
with
block.
toxic 1, but they
Phyrexian
can't
white mana.
block.
Choose a
It was
color. Another
funny
target
quest to
creature you
make
control gains
king of
toxic
the
1 and
smallest
hexproof.
things.
Hexproof
And what
from
does
a
that
colored
do?
one.
I
Turn it
guess
can
it
be blocked by
protects all
creatures
of
of that
its
color. It's
subjects.
basically
Another thing
it's
we
a
wanted
mother
to
room.
accomplish with
It's a
mites was
new
the
improved,
feeling of
not
you're being
improved, but new
overwhelmed.
standard League of Mother
Normally
room.
when we have zombie tokens, they'll enter tapped or something, but with mites we wanted to go with something different.
This card, I think,
since they can't block, you can't really
gonna
use them
be
to
so
defend
good in
yourself, so
standard.
it's all about
Being
growing
legendary
the
is a little
storm to
awkward. I don't know
eventually
why
overcome
this is legendary,
Blissa
but
was one of my
very good in
favorite
standard,
cards
I
as a-
think.
as a teenager.
Probably very
When
good
I
in
first
Pioneer
opened
as
it in
well.
a pack, I saw that it had First Strike and Death Touch. And then I asked, so
that's
what
the
happens
one
when
potential
someone
difference between poisonous and toxic is
First Strike and Death Touch?
we are not sure if
That was one
toxic
of the most
stacks.
ridiculous things I've
Poisonous
ever heard. Given the
does.
task of, oh, hey, you have to redesign
But we don't really
this
know
for
if
Phyrexia,
toxic
like,
stacks. If you give a creature multiple instances of
First Strike
toxic.
and Death Touch on this card, just to
Glissa
keep
the
that
Sunslayer,
feel of,
3
I'm
mana,
gonna
3/3
defeat you in
Phyrexian
combat
Zombie
no
Elf,
matter
First
what,
Strike,
and
Death Touch,
hopefully
unbeatable in
somebody
combat. When it
down the
deals
line
combat
can have
damage
that
to a
exact
player,
feeling
choose
that I
one.
had
You
opening
draw a
it
card
and
and
just
lose a
being
life.
like, this is
Destroy target
ridiculous, I
enchantment.
love
Remove
this.
up to
Malira
3
was an
counters from
interesting
target permanent.
problem because previously all of Malira's
Card's
cards
so-
were anti-poison.
I
In
feel
the
like that
story,
card
she's one of the
is-
only people from Mirrodin
absurd.
to be totally immune.
That
to
card seems
the Phyrexian
very
invasion/infection. Melira is still protected.
very
from all
standard
these
playable,
evil
and maybe
forces
even
and
like
especially
Pioneer
the
playable to me.
toxic and the glistening oils. She
Melira,
can
2
say
mana
stuff, she
3/3,
stops
so
you
good
from being
stats.
poisoned
If
as
you get a
fast.
poison
So we
counter,
wanna
you
capture
only
the
get
feel of a
one, and that's all you
character
get that turn.
immune, but
Exile
also willing
Melira,
to
choose another creature
sacrifice herself
artifact.
for the
When it
greater
goes to the
good.
graveyard, put it back into
Mondrak was a lot
play.
of fun to come up with
Ooh.
because the creative
Ooh.
department told us that we
Ooh.
needed 5
Ooh. Mondrak, Glorious Dominus, 4 mana, 4/4 Mythic, Phyrexian Horror Legend. If one or more tokens would be created under your control, create twice that many tokens instead. 1 and 2 Phyrexian white mana, sacrifice 2 other artifacts and or creatures, put an indestructible counter on
the
it.
solution we found where
Oh!
you pay a ton of resources.
That's an
and
anointed.
also life
That's anointed
to eventually
procession
make
in
them
your command
indestructible,
zone.
Merging
Wow,
in
that
gameplay
card's gonna
of
cost
regular gods,
infinite
which is
money.
I come back, it's hard to kill me, and Phyrexian.
What?
Which is
If you play in the
I'm going
command
to
zone. Oh, that
win
card's
at any cost.
absurd.
I'll sacrifice any
Oh,
number
it's
of
a
things just to make
Panharmonicon,
myself
and
more
you can make it
powerful.
indestructible.
Designing the Phyrexian Planeswalkers was a
Wow.
pretty big challenge. It took us a long
Wow,
time
that
to
card's so good.
vet out what is it
That's
mean
a
to be
real. Oh, that
Phyrexian
card's so
Planeswalker.
sweet.
We tried so many different
Anointed
things. We
Procession, and it's
tried
got good stats.
activating
4 mana,
life
4/4.
instead of
I know it's a
loyalty,
commander
and
card, but
they're
I think that
definitely
could be.
more
We still have like
powerful because
Rabble
they've added
Rousing. We
this
got
Phyrexian
Jetmir.
element to themselves,
I
but
think it could
does
be
come at
standard
cost
playable.
to
That could
their
be
own
standard
power.
playable.
But the complete
We got the
mechanic,
Resolute
if you do
Reinforcements.
spend that extra life to cast the
We-
Planeswalker, it's gonna.
I
come
think
in
we have the
less
pieces
loyalty.
to make that standard playable.
A lot of previous
Oh,
Jace cards, you know,
Jace,
would
the
take
perfect
instants and sorceries from
mind.
your graveyard
4
and
mana,
you
5
play them
loyalty,
again,
completed,
reusing
plus
stuff,
1
relearning
until your
stuff.
next turn.
This
Up to
Jace
1
is
target
very
creature
different.
gets -3,
All
negative
this one cares
0.
about is the
Negative
quantity of
2.
cards in graveyard.
Target
All
player
he wants to do
mills
is
3
make
cards.
someone
Then if
lose
your
their
graveyard
deck
has
as fast
20
as
more
possible,
cards
whether
in
it be
it, you draw
or
3
your
cards,
opponent.
otherwise you
Because
draw a card. -X, target player mills 3 times. Oh. Wow, I was wrong about Jace. What? This is it? Wait, what am I missing? 4 mana, you can complete it for 3, plus 1, until your next turn up to 1 target creature gets -3, -0. So bad removal. -2, target player mills 3 cards. Then if a graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw a card. 3 cards, otherwise you draw a card. So -2, draw a card. -X, target player mills 3 times X cards. So you play it full price, -5 it, target player. So I guess that's the payoff.
You'll be able to join the fight at pre-releases
Huh.
on Arena and Magic Online, and in
I guess I am
stores
disappointed.
starting February 10th.
I mean, I
And be
guess the
sure to
last
check
mode's
out
not
Commander
bad.
Parties being held on March 10th.
So it's 4
now, to
mana.
close things out, we've got one last treat for you: the premiere of the official cinematic for All Will Be One. We hope you enjoy.
Oh, this better be epic. All right, Wizards, show us some epicness.
Pain is the sign of your imperfection. The flaw at the center of all that you are. But your suffering is at an end. We offer you freedom from flesh. Your realms are diseased, and we are the only cure. You can either kneel before
I want those as
this
miniatures. I want the little
or
statues.
become a part of it. All will be one.
All right. I mean, that was pretty epic. That was pretty epic. Hey, what's up, Marja? Good to see ya. Is that really the end of it? Lagging. That's it? That was it. Huh. Okay. So what did we actually learn during this stream? Are they going into something else, or is this actually the end of it? Huh. Can you turn back if you are turned? Yeah, that's what we don't know, if that means you're gone forever or not. So I gotta say, Jace, let me pull up this Jace. My initial gut reaction was that Jace was actually not very good. I will say, being completed doesn't seem that bad. You get sweet, like, metallic arms, Is it actually a negative? Maybe it's kind of a, maybe it's a win to get completed. So is this Jace actually good? This was a card, I was expecting this Jace to be super epic. And then my first reading of it was like, ugh. Okay, so Jace, 4 mana, or it can be 3. So 4 mana 5 loyalty, or 3 mana 3 loyalty because of completed and 2 life. +1, a little bit of protection. Up to 1 target creature gets -3, -0 until your next turn. -2, target player mills 3 cards, and you draw a card, maybe get to draw 3 cards in the late game if there's a bunch of cards in the graveyard. -X, target player mills 3 times X cards. So for 3 mana, if you ultimate immediately, 3 mana, mill 9 if you cash in your Jace. At 4 mana, mill 15. Let's say you play this in pump for a turn. You'd be able to what? Then 6 loyalty, mill 18. All right, so I mean, I guess, so I don't think it, okay, so I don't think it's bad. I don't think I would say it's bad. The stream is still on. Is it? So I wouldn't say it's bad. I was wondering if they were going to have more to this.
Good, and then we, send
Oh, okay. Here we go.
merry way.
There we go.
All right.
So we actually get to see some spoilers,
let's
hopefully.
start by diving right into the mechanics. So we're going to kick things off with.
All right, show us some cards. Show us some cards. We're still going. Blue, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you.
1 and a blue. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of them into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. And proliferate. You can see it's got a promo version over there. So talk to us a little bit about proliferate. What its role
that's
is
great.
in the set.
I mean, that card's excellent. Like, that's incredibly playable. Anticipate, and you get to proliferate for free? Like, Anticipate's already close to a playable card. I remember last time, wow, they're going to power up Proliferate, aren't they? Remember last time we got Proliferate? There was a card, I don't remember the name of it because it was so bad, but it was 3 mana instant speed, draw a card, Proliferate. Like, that was the kind of rate they were giving us for Proliferate. This is literally an already almost playable card in Anticipate that also has Proliferate tagged on. If this is how they're going to treat Proliferate, Proliferate's going to be strong. Steady progress. That's the one I was thinking of. Like, that's, wow, Proliferate might actually be good. That might actually be good. This card's actually really sweet. On Jace, as we're waiting for this.
Let's look at another card that doesn't proliferate, but does interact with proliferate. So this is some of the art we've been using for a while.
Venser Corpse
Puppet.
Oh, I wanted Venser back. Not like this, but.
Venser also has the toxic mechanic.
2 mana 1. So seeing Anticipate makes me think Venser might be better. 2 mana 1/3 lifelink toxic 1. Whenever you proliferate, choose 1. If you don't control a creature named the Hollow Sentinel, create the Hollow Sentinel, a legendary 3/3 Phyrexian Golem. Target artifact creature you control gains flying lifelink until end of turn. Lifelink toxic 1. So essentially, if you play this on 4 and then play the Anticipate, you get Venser and also a 3/3. If there's cheap Proliferate, I think Venser's good. It still pains me to not see the Planeswalker. My boy. Yeah, this is the extreme. Be careful what you wish for.
Proliferate is used to
on Jace, and then I'll stop talking about this. I don't think Jace is bad. I think Jace is just narrow. I think in a mill deck, Jace is actually probably good, maybe to the point where people even consider it, and definitely Pioneer / Historic / Explorer, maybe Modern, but it really is only a mill deck card. Like, you can't really play it anyplace else. It has to be in dedicated, I'm in Amelia. I don't think it has value outside of that. Oh, Venser. Is Venser good?
Corrupted was in the video, and
1/3 lifelink is good.
Right, yeah. So Corrupted says when your opponent has 3 or more poison counters.
1/3 lifelink.
Yeah.
So that's
yeah.
fine.
So the blue-black deck is really trying to get your opponent.
You gotta be able to proliferate. If you can proliferate, it's good. If you're not playing proliferate, you're not going to play Venser.
So for example, Venser here.
Is this enough to make people want to play in Commander?
Like I said, he's getting those final points of poison.
Also, what is going on with this art? Is Venser in? Is that a machine, or is this part of Venser? Like, is he driving some massive, like, monstrous machine, or is that just him now?
If you want the perfect victory, there are some cards that can get you 10 poison and 0 life at the same time.
I mean, Self-Mill's fine.
Also, I want to point out, so Borderless Ichor Showcase card, Step In Complete Foil. So that Step In Complete Foil is
what do you think of
a special foil.
What do you think of the Showcase?
That doesn't quite show. But
it works for the
show
horror
step
theme, I
incomplete,
think.
so just to make sure
The like
that we're
black and
covering all
white.
the bases,
It works with the what they're going
scroll
for.
up the
I'm
step
kind of sad.
image.
Venser also seems very narrow.
There we go.
Ooh.
So that's what the step incomplete
Izuri,
looks like. It's a
Izuri, I
special
also think
foiling,
isn't that good.
that
Geth
are
though,
found on
3 mana
certain
reanimate.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Back to
Repeatable
Venser.
3 mana
So
reanimation.
Venser also has the toxic mechanic. So talk to us a little bit about toxic. This is a new take on poison.
Right, yeah. So toxic is different than
I wonder-
infect, which was the previous main
Let's see
way,
if they talk about it being
using
stacked or
poison
not.
in the last Phyrexia set. So toxic is a little different in that it doesn't deal damage in -1/-1 counters, but instead the creatures have a flat toxic number that when they connect, they will deal that much toxic.
Okay.
So it's poisonous.
For
What
example,
was the reason for the shift from infect to toxic?
Yeah, so one of the main reasons is that, dealing damage in -1/-1 counters, we didn't really like that gameplay very much.
Okay.
And,
Really?
Once we
That?
get a card a flat toxic number, it's a lot easier to kind of balance a lot of things around it.
Sure.
So like if you played back then, there was a
The
card called
problem-
Untamed Might, for example, that gave a
The
creature
problem with infect is that it put -1/-1 counters on creatures. That was a big issue. I don't know about that.
And that's fun a couple times.
It
but
dealt
not
damage in
every single time.
-1/-1
So when we
counters.
made sure that we could,
Yeah,
say
toxic
which
is equal to the
of toxic
number
a creature
on
got
it.
and,
So,
subsequent poison counters and opponents.
for
would get, it made
example,
things a lot easier for us to,
Skrelv, Toxic
make
1. We also
everything
saw this
work
common,
cohesively.
or uncommon, Toxic 6. So it's just
another
static
toxic
if you deal
card. So this
damage.
is
That's how much it is.
Slaughter
Ooh,
Singer.
Slaughter Singer.
Green
2
and white,
mana,
it's a
2/2
2/2
toxic. When another
Phyrexian
creature you
cleric
control
with
with
toxic
toxic
2,
attacks, it gets +1/+1
Whenever
until end
another
of
creature you
turn.
control with toxic
Huh.
attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So
Huh.
this is a white-green take on toxic.
Huh.
Yeah,
so
like
green,
I was
white,
saying,
or
blue,
toxic
black,
colors,
where it only wants
apparently.
to get to a certain toxic number, then just kind of stop.
Is this good?
White green is more of an all-in kind of toxic go-wide strategy. So previously we saw those 1/1 might tokens with.
I mean, it
toxic one.
seems
A
great
lot of those
in
are
a
gonna be coming
toxic
from all-
deck.
from the green and white cards.
If your goal
So,
is to win with poison counters,
in
2
Phyrexia,
power,
all in
that's
one,
that's
green,
essentially
white,
4
toxic
power,
one
right?
is
Like,
gonna be
if you
your
think
normal
about
strategy.
10 poison
And there
counters
was a
being
question in
lethal,
chat, I think, is
that essentially
really good here
means
because there are some cards. in
yeah,
the
your
set that
creatures are
grant
dealing damage with
toxic.
double strike almost.
Does toxic stack?
Toxic, I think, is
does stack,
worse
yes. So
in
if you have
fact.
multiple instances of toxic one,
Well,
that's 2.
Okay.
oh,
Got
it does
All
stack.
right.
It does
Let's
stack.
check out
Okay,
another
confirmation.
creature with toxic that
It
also
does
has a
stack.
Promo version. So this is
Okay,
Annex
so we know it is exactly
Sentry.
poisonous.
2 and a white.
It's
got
a
that
different
Sword
take on
Championship
infect. There's
promo
pluses and
version there.
minuses. 3 mana,
Artifact
1/4
creature
toxic 1. When
Phyrexian
enters the
player,
battlefield,
1/4
exile target
toxic
artifact or
1. When
creature
Annex
an opponent
Sentry enters
controls
the battlefield,
with mana value
exile
3 or
target
less
artifact or
until it
creature
leaves the
an opponent
battlefield.
controls with mana value
Ooh.
3 or less until Annex Sentry leaves the battlefield. This card seems pretty spicy.
Yeah.
I mean,
this
that's
is just our classic take on the Banisher Priest, where
That's not bad.
exile
It's not
creature to make
Skyclave.
way
It's not
for
Brutal
more of your toxic
Cathar.
creatures.
It is
And
uncommon.
then it's a 1/4, so it's
I wish it had
Pretty
enchantments.
resilient.
If they could,
Yeah.
yeah, this art is sweet.
All right. Next
I wish it had
up,
enchantments
let's
so we
look
could
at
get
the bundle
Fable in
promo.
Wedding
So this is
Announcement.
a pretty
Ooh, bundle
spicy
promo.
toxic card. Caramonix, I think I'm pronouncing that right. The
Okay,
Rat
so
King.
this is the confirmation. This is where it
3/3
matters.
for
Other
legendary
rats control you have
creature,
Toxic
Phyrexian
1.
rat, one
So this
black and
means,
black,
since
it
we
has
know that
Toxic
Toxic
1. It gives
stacks,
all
if
other
you have
rats you
Caramonix
control
and Spark
Toxic
Double it
1
or
as well.
whatever, copy it in
And
some
when it
way.
enters the battlefield, look at the
Toxic
top
1 and Toxic
5
1
cards
is
in your
essentially
library.
Toxic 2.
You may
Like, you
reveal any
can
number
stack it
of
up.
rat
This
cards
card is
from among them and
amazing.
put the revealed cards
Rats
in
are
your hand.
really high in my
Left
list
and
of things I
bottom
want to
in
play.
a
Not better than
random order, and
Ashko.
it has the 4 all right, what's going on with Caramonix?
So for a while,
As a commander, I don't think this is better than Ashko. I think as a card. Let me look up Ashko. Let's look at the actual words here. So Ashcode is 4 mana. Whenever it attacks or blocks, pumps your rats. Being your ends that mill 4 cards, return 2 rats from your graveyard to your hand from the cards you milled. I think Ashcoat's better commander, but I think that this is a very strong 99 card, and I think this is a better constructed card.
So with Karmonic,
like it's a Goblin Ringleader for rats. Like I want to build Rat Tribal in 60 card formats because of this. Oh yeah, definitely goes in Ash. This goes in any rat deck.
Could be, maybe.
Like even if you don't care about Toxic, ignore the poison effect.
All right,
that's just an amazing card for any.
And I think
for any
card with Toxic,
any deck full of rats.
Toxic throwing out a bunch of things, so we'll see. But this is Venerated Rotbeast, and
Venerated Rotbeast, 1 mana 1/2, Toxic 1. Whenever a creature you control becomes a target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter.
Whenever a creature you control becomes the target of a spell, target opponent gets a poison counter. So first question, why?
Interestingly,
well, the main reason is, we were
whenever a creature you control becomes the target,
kind of like predict things that may happen in the future. And at this time when we were making the set, the Infect deck was kind of on the decline.
Interesting. So the part that interests me about this card is it counts your effects. When I first read this, I was thinking, oh, this is essentially just a protection spell. You're playing a poison deck. You play this. If your opponent kills your stuff, they get a poison counter. That's nice. Like it's a protection spell for a toxic deck or a poison deck. But the fact that it works with your spells, that makes it way more interesting. You cast a pump spell, and your opponent's going to get a poison counter. You cast a mutate spell, it's going to get a poison counter. So it's way better. It's way better than I thought. That card's actually pretty good in a poison deck. Yeah.
How Proliferate had both toxic and oil to work with. So let's first of all talk a little bit about what oil does and is in the set.
Right.
Boy, this set's so sweet. This set's so sweet.
Type of counter that goes on a permanent you control.
I don't know if Toxic will see play in Modern Infect, honestly. I don't know about that. I don't know about that argument, but
use oil counters,
I mean, maybe to get through the last poison counter.
And we even have some spells that
I want to see. We haven't seen anything busted from oil counters. I want to see if there's any good oil counter cards.
Just Phyrexianization spreading.
Exactly.
Oh, that actually sounds hilarious.
Well, let's
the
take a look at
Golem
a couple of
plan.
these. So, appropriately, we have Norn's Wellspring. So this is Elish
Norn's Wellspring. So, whenever a creature with an oil counter dies, a creature dies, scry one and put an oil counter on it. Remove 2 oil counters from it. Draw a card. 1 and tap.
Norn's Wellspring. Draw a card. So white card draw here.
Yeah, definitely. With
this is one of those cards that would have been exciting like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, it'd be like, oh my god, white card draw. This is so awesome. But they fixed white card draw so much that I think for me we're past the point where I'm like, oh my god, it's white and it says draw a card on it. I don't think this is bad. I think you really got to be an aristocrat deck, some sort of sacrifice style deck. If you're in a white based sacrifice deck, then I think it's pretty interesting. But I don't know. Would you play this in just a generic deck? Would you just jam this in a white deck being like, hey, my stuff's going to die at some point?
Sir, 1 and a blue for a 2/1 Phyrexian Rogue. Mercurial Spelldancer can't be blocked.
Can't be blocked.
A non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Mercurial
when it deals combat damage to a player, remove it.
Mercurial Spelldancer. Whenever Mercurial Spelldancer deals combat damage, that's
this card's
to a
busted,
player, you may remove 2 oil counters from it.
This card seems ridiculous.
Instant or sorcery spell this turn.
This card seems so ridiculous.
So this is a very different, like from the last card we saw, this is a very different implication.
Like this card, it seems so easy to go off with. We see young Pyromancer decks. We see decks that are built around slinging spells. Getting 2 oil counters by casting non-creature spells, that is going to be super, super easy. And then, even if you're copying a cantrip, you're copying a consider, whatever, it's going to be bonkers. Like getting 2 of those instead of 1, and you can potentially do that every single turn. It is not that hard to be casting 2 non-creature spells a turn in a deck that's going to want a card like this. And then you're just getting a free doubling up, and there's no mana value restriction or anything. Ridiculous. Yeah, the card seems so ridiculous.
So Dreadhorde Arcanist.
You do need to swing, although since it can't be blocked, that's not the end of the world. Yeah, I'm curious if we can have a Spellslinger deck now. Ooh, Proliferate. Do 1 Proliferate spell. Counter, Proliferate it, 2 counters.
So you can
show us the sword
to grant that cast spells, to add counters.
Yeah, I think that card's actually good.
You spend those counters.
You got to be in the right style of deck. I wonder if it can make it in older formats. It's probably worth trying in like a Phoenix style shell, a young Pyromancer style shell.
All right.
It doesn't have to be a
another
Ledger
oil
Shredder,
counter.
but
This one, again, a little bit different here. Archfiend of the Draw.
Archfiend of the Draws.
Black,
4 mana, 6/6 flying Phyrexian demon enters the battlefield with 4 oil counters. Spending your upkeep, remove an oil counter from it, and then if it has no oil counters on it, you lose the game. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, its controller loses 2 life. Cool. Is this a good card or an against the odds card? So I mean, 4 mana, 6/6 flying, above the curve. Even in 2023, that is above the curve. That's a lot of stats. You are on a 4-turn clock, but you can proliferate it. You proliferate it to keep the counters on it. Although Glissa does kind of get it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know we sacrifice it ahead of time. You can do the harmless. Oh, we have the standard one, Fateful.
So you can proliferate. You can add oil counters to this.
What's the standard? Oh, what's it? Fateful Handoff. Fateful Handoff. Yes, we finally have a card that works with this. In standard, we can finally build. It's even all mono black.
Sorry.
Archfiend of Draws. Get the counters ticking down. Fateful Handoff. Draw 4. Opponent has to remove the last counter. That's gonna be against odds deck. Oh, that's gonna be an against odds deck. Yes. Vindictive Flamestoker. 1 mana, 1/2. When you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on it. 7 mana, sack it. Discard your hand. Draw 4 cards. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each oil counter on Vindictive
Flame. Ability costs 1 less to activate for each Vindictive Flamestoker. All right, where'd this card come from?
This card's
so we were.
This card's better than the blue one.
Of more ways to.
This card's
blue and red oil spells. That's
ridiculous.
That's kind of the.
This card I think is modern playable, Pioneer playable. Like, wow. Again, it's not that hard. We've seen Bedlam Reveler be really good. These refill cards. Draw 4 is a big number. Most of these cards that are discard your hand draw or draw 3. Draw 4 is a huge number. It's 1 mana. You play this for 1 mana. You play your game plan of playing burn spells, playing your card draw spells, just doing your normal game plan. It's even a 1/2, so it doesn't get pinged by Ren and 6. But you play this, play your normal game plan, and then once you get low on cards, this is going to let you refuel. Again, Spellslinger isn't anything like that. Oh, Dredge. Oh, but Dredge, how do you cast enough spells to get the cost down in Dredge?
We haven't shown anything like this, but are there any
bad top deck not going to see play? That I guess that's true.
Oil counters that cards come with.
That is true. It is not great. Too slow on turn 1. It's so good. I mean, what about Bombet Courier? Bombet Courier sees play.
A land that could add oil counters to things. So there's lots of different.
Bombet Courier sees play, and that's even slower potentially.
Let's just say that.
And
yeah, I would be leaning towards some sort of Phoenix burn style deck.
They more focus on limited.
Bombet sees it. That's not true. Bombet doesn't see 0 play.
Hopefully a combo, and you know it's always hard to. Be
I mean, it's seen
confident, but yeah, we've definitely situated
the Bonded Courier isn't. It's not totally unplayed.
Could see play in a lot of different formats that use oil counters.
Okay. All right, the last mechanic that we're going to specifically talk about, although we did mention that Corrupted is one we'll touch on a little bit later as well.
Where's the sword, Blake?
War Whip is our card with 4 Mirrodin on it.
For Mirrodin! So 3 mana.
For Mirrodin!
There you go. There it is.
They got to get Tomer to do it like Clash Up. For Mirrodin! And do the flex like Tomer. Blade Hold War Whip.
Very exciting.
3 mana. Enters the battlefield with a 2/2. Equip abilities you activate of other equipment costs 1 less to act. Yes, my Colossus Hammer is only 7 mana now. Equip creature has double strike. Equip of 5. So this is a 3 mana 2/2 double striker that you can theoretically move around. How big is equipped abilities you activate? Costing 1 less to activate. I guess we'll have to wait and see what's in standard. I guess it helps with like reconfigure equipment.
Okay, so first of all, tell us about this mechanic.
Yeah, so I really like this mechanic in terms of matching kind of the story and the dichotomy between Living Weapon and For Mirrodin.
Yeah, it is cool that we had Living Weapon as the Phyrexian mechanic 10 years ago, last time we were here, and now it's flipped, and the Mirrodins are like taking over the Phyrexian Phyrexian's
really
technology
cool
to
kind
fight
of
back again. Like, I think it is
what
cool.
happens when,
I don't know. What do you think of the Formyrdan name? Is it as cheesy as it seems? Ooh, Skull. It does not say. Ooh. Yeah, we got to see what has equip 1. What are cards that have equip 1?
Works really well with Formyrdan because you get to add these equipment to your deck while also not having
What equipment have equip 1?
It's a good way to
Because oh, I guess I don't know how to.
in their deck while also having equipment.
Sure. All right.
I guess I don't know how to search Scryfall for this.
That is our last in the kind of mechanics section. We are going to move on to some more previews. Before we do that, just a really quick note. So today is the start of previews, and you're going to start
Because
seeing a
maybe
bunch of
there's
preview
some
cards
combo
out into the
potential.
wild. And
Like
as
Paradise
people have
Mantle
noticed,
becomes
there were
free.
some, less than stellar images of cards out there. And so we discovered an issue in our process that led to some.
I mean, maybe there's like Cephalid
lower
Breakfast
quality
combo
images.
that enables, but it would have to be in like
We have
modern.
fixed that for English.
Whenever a creature becomes a target,
some of that in other languages, but we're gonna get. So we've got some crisp, solid preview.
So
images for
they're
English out there.
fixing the
And
images,
we'll be
hopefully,
updating those throughout previews.
which is good.
Keep an eye
They
out
were
for
the
that,
early
but
image quality was pretty bad.
The English ones are nice now. Okay, speaking of nice, that's not even a good transition to this card. There's nothing nice about this card. Let's look at our next preview card, which is called Encroaching Mycosynth.
Encroaching Mycosynth. 4 mana, non-land permanents you control are artifacts in addition to their other type. The same is true of permanent spells you control. Non-land permanents you own that are on the battlefield.
You own that aren't on the battlefield. So what nonsense are you pulling off here, Andrew?
Well, it's not what specific
It's so
nonsense. It's really a
fixed.
create your own nonsense.
It's so fixed. I mean, what's the coolest thing we can do with this? What's the coolest thing we can do with it? It's like, it's a very fixed lattice. It doesn't hit the opponent. It excludes lands. So none of the shenanigans.
Combos you can do with that. And we really wanted to port
Does it
that
even work
forward
with
again,
Karn?
since it's coming back
I don't
to
think
Phyrexia.
so.
So we
Mycosynth?
came up with encroaching Mycosynth.
Okay,
so that
Mystic Forge
everything
is sweet.
can be
Mystic
an
Forge is
artifact,
sweet.
But the coolest part here is that things that are in your hand are also artifacts. So you can, benefit from cards that say artifacts you control cost 2 less.
Arkham
Right? Sure. There's a lot of
Dixon.
cool stuff
I mean,
you
it's
can
good
do,
that it's
and
fixed,
I
but it's
love using
like,
this with the affinity for artifacts mechanic.
Not hitting your opponent's stuff is
Yeah,
awkward.
that seems
Because the easiest shenanigan is like, oh, I can use my
unreasonable.
artifact destruction
So,
on any of your
and
stuff.
I
So
think
it's
you
like,
may have just kind of answered this.
Yeah.
Why the
I mean, honestly,
non-land
Mycosynth and Lattice is fine. I think the problem
it's
is that
important
Karn is
that when
busted,
you have this card in
and
play, it
we
doesn't
ban the cool
be
one
too
instead of
evil
the
with
miserable
some of our
Planeswalker,
other
but
cards that turn
there's
off
got to be
activated
cool
abilities from
shenanigans with
artifacts,
this.
like
Yeah,
Stony
Patchwork
Silence or
automation,
Karn.
getting extra counters,
those just
affinity,
aren't that
like you
fun, so-
make all
Yeah,
your
well,
affinity
that was
cards super
already on the
cheap,
Mycosynth Lattice,
power up your Karn
train.
Strux.
Yeah. Well,
this card doesn't do that.
There's got to
sorry,
be a
not
combo.
sorry, I guess is my answer.
There's got to be
All right,
some synergy.
We've got a very cool card coming up next called Conduit of Worlds.
Conduit
So
of
Conduit of Worlds,
Worlds.
2
4
green.
mana.
You may play. It's an artifact.
You can play lands from your graveyard.
But then you can tap.
Choose target non-land permanent card in your graveyard. If you haven't cast a spell this turn, you can cast that card. If you do, you can't cast an additional spell this turn. Activate only as a sorcery. So Crucible of Worlds in greed,
Only as a
plus
sorcery.
1 mana,
All right,
plus
a lot of clauses
maybe
here. What's going on?
sometimes you cast a
Yeah,
permanent.
so a lot of clauses indeed. Yeah. So
I mean, lands from the
we
graveyard
wanted
sweet.
to
Gonna
kind
work
of
really well. We
embrace
have
the
we have
feel of
Titania.
what
We have the
only
fetch
playing
lands from
your
Streets of New
graveyard
Capenna.
feel like in a game.
I mean, I think this will
in
see a
the
lot of
past, we've had
commander
cards
play.
Like Yawgmoth's Will, which kind of just end the game on the spot.
Yeah, you just do all the things.
Right. Yeah. So we
It
tried
is-
to come up with a version that really.
I'm
just
glad
kind of
it's not
felt like
Underworld
I'm
Breach or
only playing from
Yawgwill.
my
Like, I'm
graveyard,
glad it's powered
maybe
down a
my
little
hand
bit. It would be
sometimes.
a little
So,
over the
like-
top if
Like it says, you can play non-land permanents from your graveyard. You can also play lands. So you
it would
really
be a
just
little
get
over the
to
top if it was
make your graveyard that
Yawgwill level. If
toolbox,
you could just play everything. Oh my
where you can
goodness.
pick and choose everything.
Infinite turns. That's a little tricky because it only lets you cast permanent.
Next up, so this has some of my the
Oh, interesting. You're
bonus-
right.
the booster fund
Huh.
versions have some of my favorite art in the set here for this next.
That
card,
doesn't
which
exile,
is
does it?
Ra's Unstoppable Juggernaut.
That doesn't
So,
exile. I
8
totally
mana,
missed. I
it's a
just
hefty
assumed it
player,
exiled.
but
So you can keep casting the same
7/5,
spell over and over.
Juggernaut you control, attack each combat if able. By the way,
Graz, Unstoppable Juggernaut, 8 mana, 7/5. Juggernauts you control attack each combat Able, can't be blocked by walls. Other creatures you control are Juggernauts. Maybe the first commander deck I build from this.
And then I'm
that might be the first commander deck. Also, an epic against odds card. Like the card is horrible, but boy, it's hilarious. Look at the showcase art too. That little skull face.
There's only one thing going on with this legendary Juggernaut.
It's
Juggernauts. Yeah.
It's so funny. I mean, this is a good example that when it comes to underappreciated tribes in Commander, any single thing can get a commander and will eventually get a commander. Like if Wizards is supporting Juggernaut Tribal with a legend like this, pick whatever horrible tribe that doesn't have support. It's gonna happen. Give them a year or two, and they will do it. Is there any actual applications for this card?
Is it not? You're not a lore map.
I don't know. It's just bad, right? Like you could be playing Cityscape Leveler. At this point, you're 1 mana short of Portal to Phyrexia. As far as actual play, although it is pretty fun. Like, could you imagine making I guess the way you played is try to make a big board of 1/1 tokens. Yeah. Like that Wrath we saw earlier, the white one where if you cast it for a bunch of mana, it wraths and then leaves behind the toxic tokens. So make a bunch of 1/1s, play this one shot, just turn everything into Juggernauts. Wait, Phyrexian language.
Again, this is in the bundle.
Phyrexian language, Phyrexian arena.
So this is an old favorite.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this. Do you think this card will be good anymore? Wake in the Woods is a good way to do it. They even ramps into the Juggernauts. I like it.
There's a list of cards that we always want to try again sometimes, and this one
I wonder
to kind of be next on the list, and also like you said, it makes a lot of
and it says Phyrexian in the name.
And
I wonder
this is another spot where we felt like
Vraska looks pretty happy. Jace, on the other hand, super serious.
Getting that player who has played in the past a long time.
Yeah, what is going on in that art? I'm so confused.
Planes and they see one of their favorite old cards, and
what makes Jake's? What part of Jace's is completed?
The Phyrexian language on the Phyrexian arena is
Phyrexian language, Phyrexian arena makes a ton of sense.
And I love the art too, because the original.
Yeah, I would worry. Slow for standard and
Urza.
Yep.
Oh, it's like the Futurama movie, obviously. The one with the tentacles. Do you remember the Futurama movie with the tentacles with like the god planet thing that tentacled everyone? Yeah, it's basically that.
And that flavor text is pretty.
Yeah. Wizards hasn't embraced the anime lifestyle recently.
I'm believing he can do things.
Where's the sword, Blake? Where's the sword?
All right, next up, I was talking to Andrew about this before, and I feel like one of the times you've been on this show before,
they're not going to show the sword, are they? They're not going to show it.
Upgraded edict. It was like, I don't remember why that memory is in my head. Maybe I've completely fabricated it.
Look at those posters.
Except for the part about we keep.
I wish Wizards would sell some of this stuff. I would buy one of these posters to put on my wall. Ooh, Sheoldred's Edict. 2 mana instant. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. Each opponent sacks a creature.
Choose one.
Ooh.
Each opponent sacrifices a non-token creature.
Oh, that's actually.
Each opponent sacrifices a creature token.
That actually fixes the edict problem. This card's actually very nice.
And then it's got that lovely.
The non-token clause really helps this card. Having the option to get a planeswalker, especially with all the planeswalkers we've seen, that is the best edict we've seen in a long time. And it's only 2 mana. And it's only 2. This is a playable edict in Commander and probably in Zen. Yeah, no split second, but still.
Yeah.
A planeswalker. So
Kaya's hexproof a little deceiving. Between this and Invoke Despair.
You kind of explained it already. The bane of the existence of edicts is always tokens. So
congratulations, I am entertained.
Because I think a while back we were always kind of maybe a little afraid of this effect, and then we printed Liliana's Triumph.
What is going on? This art in this set. So that's Sheoldred back there. Is this guy just?
Oh, it actually didn't do anything.
Poking this dude with super long fingers?
That Band-Aid off, we're kind of like, where can we go from here? What about this spicy line of text? What about this?
It's like Sheoldred.
Diabolic Edict?
Diabolic.
I have no idea.
Was for a long time the gold standard.
I don't even want to know what's going on in that room.
Yep. It was good. It could command Lage tokens, which is always important, or indestructible creatures.
Yeah, the card is very good. It does solve
then,
the big issue with Edict effects.
Here we are.
Playable Edict for sure.
The card looks powerful, and each opponent.
Yeah, the body horror it does. We're like,
so we're
we
making
need
a more conscious effort.
We
to
need
think about,
Secret
like,
Lair. Gatewatch Human Centipede. That's the end of the Gatewatch. That's where we're heading with this.
Like a really good spot because also Edicts. Yeah,
those fingers are pretty pointy there.
Yeah, but hitting every player and Planeswalkers, I think we might start seeing this in Commander. I'll probably try. I'm probably going to try Canadian Highlander. I keep,
I can tell that I can tell you like it when you start muttering to yourself and you start kind of
start
like,
writing things.
Sword. Show us the sword.
Well, I mean, I have played.
Are they? Maybe that's what they're doing. Oh, so you think this Shieldred's about to fight this dude too? It's just like some free for all.
Angrath's Rampage.
Yeah.
Battle Royale in the Phyrexian arena. Okay, I can see that. But then this guy's probably about to get wrecked. Like
Planeswalker, but that one's
he thinks he's doing well and poking this guy with his
powerful card
with his massively long fingers, but Shieldred's just gonna come in and wreck him.
Let's check out another card with a promo version. This is Ossification.
Ossification. 2 mana. Enchant basic land you control. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature, planeswalker, and opponent controls until Ossification
enters the battlefield. Exile target creature or planeswalker and until Ossification leaves the battlefield. So just planeswalkers for 2 mana. We're just
gone.
Gonzo. Gone. Okay. Talk to me about Ossification.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for Ossification.
That actually seems pretty good. That seems like a mono white devotion style card. We were talking about how mono white devotion is the devotion color that has struggled the most. We have in modern we have the snow one that enchants a snow land. We also have Chained to the Rocks, which enchants a mountain. Those are 1 mana, but they don't hit planeswalkers.
Yeah, I mean, there was, initially when I saw this card, I was like,
one extra
mana.
Mana.
Why the land clause? Why you put this on a land at all? But the basic land, I see that now. It's an intentional restriction. On
they're trying to push you towards playing basics in monocolor decks. We saw that with Nissa too a little bit. It seems like that's the theme. We also saw, just this push towards monocolor. Goblin Master, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you but I mean, you can fetch out basics so easily in those formats. Yeah, that card's good. That seems like a very solid removal spell. Welcome to the Fishbowl. I have
preview.
I've noticed.
Is going to be one of the cycle that we've seen a bit of so far. We've got Green Sun's Twilight.
Fateful Absence leaving behind the clue is actually super annoying.
So,
Green Sun's Twilight. Green and X. Reveal the top X cards of your library. Choose a creature and or a land from among them. Put those cards in your hand, the rest on the bottom of your library. If X is 5 or more, instead put the chosen cards on the battlefield or in your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. That seems really good, right? Well, so I guess there's some risk. There is some risk. You could whiff on it. I've whiffed with Satyr Wayfinder before. If you get up to 6 mana, though, putting it directly into play, it's like a fixed-ish Green Sun Zenith, but I think that's
original Phyrexia block.
Green Sun's Twilight.
With this cycle,
not intentionally, but maybe.
X, and then it upgrades.
Isn't it just Storm the Festival? So Storm the Festival, but no mana value restriction. But the restriction is you only get a creature and a land. You can't hit planeswalkers, artifacts, enchantments. You pay 1 mana. Look at so if your deck is all creatures, you pay 1 mana, you draw a card. Pay 2 mana, pay 2 mana, draw a card. At 1, it does nothing, right? You reveal the top 0 cards of your library, so it wouldn't do anything. So at 2 mana, you draw a card. 3 mana, you hopefully draw 2 cards. 6 mana is where you'd start putting things into play. Actually, I don't know. X+1. Okay, so at 1, you're right. I was saying that wrong. So at 1 mana, you draw a card. 2 mana, you draw 2 cards. Assuming your deck is all creatures or lands. 2 mana, you hopefully draw 2 cards. You could hit 2 creatures or 2 lands.
That's true. Yeah, that's what I meant to say the whole time.
I think that card's good. I don't think it's busted, but I do think it's very good.
The X has nothing to do with the casting cost.
Especially...
So if you pay 5, if you hit an Ulamog off the top, that's just...
Yeah, especially if you get up to 6 mana.
Okay.
Being able to put
5 or more.
a huge creature, Titan of Industry,
6
Ulamog, Emrakul into play for free is pretty appealing. The flexibility, it's the flexibility, that's the upside. Like, there's 6 mana things that can put Emrakul into play, but there's not things that are also 1 mana draw a card spells. Like, that's the difference here, is rather than sitting in your hand like some of these expensive like Summoning Trap or something, or just sitting in your hand waiting to get a ton of mana, this does something early. It makes you hit your land drops, it finds your support creatures, and then it can be your finisher in the late game.
It was part of our goal here was also to ensure that you wanted
is that
a bigger version. Like, you know, when most people play.
Do you think a lot of these cards will make a big effect in Modern or Pioneer?
You really wanted to invoke the.
Some of them will. I think some of them. I think this one is a card that has a chance to see play, especially in Pioneer. The hurdle to get over to make it in Pioneer is a lot less than Modern because of Modern Horizons mostly.
Main set previews.
Oh, that's all the main set previews.
We do now have 5 Jumpstart cards.
All right, let's see.
We're not
let's see.
A ton of time talking about these.
I know Jumpstart has been disappointing. Non-real Jumpstart, the set Jumpstart has disappointed me. Yeah, Black Sun's Twilight. The whole Twilight cycle actually I think is very very good. Gunner Snipe, welcome to the Fishbowl. The Eagles, the Edict is good. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super thank you. All right, let's see the 5 Jumpstart cards. Give us something. So no sword. They're not going to show us the sword. We have not seen Atraxa either. Apparently Atraxa did show up on Reddit though. All right, what is this? So these cards are commander only. 6 mana, enchantment. ETBs make 2/2 green Phyrexian Beast tokens with Toxic 1. Corrupted, at the beginning of your upkeep, if an opponent has 3 or more poison encounters, choose a creature you control, then draw cards equal to its toxic value. All right. This card essentially would only... I think this card is only good... I think this card is only good if you were going to play it in a toxic deck, essentially. So if you're building, not even in fact, it has to be literally toxic, quite literally a toxic deck. But if you want to build a toxic themed commander deck, draw extra cards each turn, couple of toxic beasts, it seems okay. It seems okay. I don't think it's an all-star or anything, but it's fine. It's fine. Especially remember that 7-drop with toxic 6, like you'd be drawing a lot of cards. So there is a Atraxa, but it's unofficial. I don't know. All right, chat. What do you think? Do you wanna? Should we look at the unofficial Atraxa, or do you want to wait until it eventually is official? I assume it's not. Gonna be spoiled during this stream. But it looks. I guess it's another one that someone opened in a pack apparently, and threw up on there. Yep, wait, no. Yep, no, show us. I'd vote show us. It's sick as hell. Leak on, brada. It's important. It's too interesting not to look. Okay, so, all right, let's look at this card. After we read this card, we will look at the Atraxa briefly. So if you want to avoid it, shut your eyes for a few seconds. We're not gonna stand on super long, but that is your warning. It seems like the vote is to look at it. Kinzu of the Bleak Coven, 4 mana Phyrexian Vampire, flying. When another non-token creature you control dies, you can pay 2 life and exile. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's a 1/1 has toxic 1. Ooh, okay, that's cute. Panharmonicon. It's Panharmonicon. Sort of. All right, let's look at this Atraxa. I mean, some sort of sacrifice deck in Commander would be fine. So here's the card that came out. Atraxa, our new Atraxa. Apparently the unofficial translation. Atraxa Grand Unifier. 1,000,000 mana, 4+3, so 7 mana in the same colors. Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, Lifelink, same mechanics as before. When ETBs reveal the top 10 cards of your library, for each card type, you may put 1 card into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. So, oh my god, oh no, there is a reason this is very important. The card types listed here: artifacts, creatures, enchantments, instants, lands, planeswalker, sorcery, and battle. So we figured it out. That means a new card type is confirmed. The last time this happened was Tarmogoyf. The last time it happened was Tarmogoyf, right? Yeah, and it's all... Wait, actually, no, hang on. Is this... Wait. What about Tribal, though? Is Battle... So now I'm confused. Is Battle a new card type? Is Battle a new card type? Or is Battle a new term for Tribal? And I guess, remember, this is unofficial. This hasn't been confirmed yet. So, I mean, we had so many cards come out that it seems likely that it is, you know, another official one, but we don't have confirmation of this. Huh. Wow. Well, now I'm more confused. Now I don't know what to say. This did happen before. If you go back in the history of Magic, we have had cards do this exact same thing before. It happened with Tarmogoyf. When Tarmogoyf was first revealed, spoiler season, Future Sight, it came out, everyone was reading it. The card types are artifact, creature, enchantment, instant, land, sorcery, tribal, Planeswalker. What's a Planeswalker? That's how we found out Planeswalkers were a thing, was the reminder text about card types with Tarmogoyf in Future Sight. So it doesn't seem impossible to me that this is real. What a battle is, I have no idea.
That is the blue.
Wow. So what do we think?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why isn't Tribal listed?
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's the part that confuses me. It would make sense. I really don't know, but the translation apparently from people who
shuffle them together.
From people who actually speak the language say that battle wouldn't translate to Tribal.
Two of each color.
Now I'm super confused.
Blue one will come with Serum Sovereign.
Bitter Blossom in Italian is Inquintesto Tribal, so Spanish is Tribal as well.
They are backwards compatible with other.
I mean, they said there were big changes. I guess
from here,
it could be possible that they were. Maybe they're actually retiring the.
Grab two of them, shuffle them up.
Are they getting rid of the Tribal card type?
That's
Rewind 1 minute.
Those are found. They are technically standard.
I don't think I can because it's a live stream.
In standard necessarily. No. All right. Those are the previews we have.
Oh, so you think they just dropped the reminder?
Phyrexia all will be one. We got two things left for those of you at home.
Well, now I am
intrigued.
intrigued.
Show off a couple associated
secret layers,
which are very cool.
Lotsy in their secret layers. Wouldn't be a stream without a secret layer. McGarry with a $20 donation. Insects in the top 8. Insects in the top 8. Ooh, this is
to the Q&A section. I'm sure people have played.
This is very similar to the build we played.
Along the way.
Yeah, insects are sweet. They actually
already answered them.
They sort of kind of work in a weird way. Oh, I didn't realize they'd perform those. Thank you. Thank you for the donation, by the way, McGarry. That's sweet.
So,
Insects is such a sweet deck.
Let's do the secret layers, then let's go on to Q&A. All right, so secret layers.
So we got a... Hey, Jonathan Snow! Welcome back to the Fishbowl for the 59th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Do we care about secret layers? Do we want to watch this, or do we want to talk about other stuff?
At 11:59 p.m. Pacific. We're going to start with Showcase All Will Be One. So we have Phyrexian.
I don't know that we know it's the commander. So we were watching the stream.
And Glissa the Trader, all with
that, Glissa, Urtai, Plague Engineer, Phyrexian Crusader.
Style there.
I mean, the art style's sweet.
Really
That's old school Urtai too.
Really gorgeous.
I mean, it looks fine.
So this is available in the step and complete foiling process.
So we were watching
step and complete foiling process with the little Phyrexian.
We were watching the stream when this happened. We saw the sword go across the screen.
It's $49.
I don't think if you see the little bit of the set symbol there.
So
to me, that looks more like the circular set symbol that we see on Jor-Kadeen than this set symbol that we see on Ixal. So we haven't seen the abilities on it yet, but I do think it's going to be... All right, let's skip Secret Layers.
These are Phyrexian
more Phyrexian cards. Let's turn this down. Okay, so I think it's going to be main set. We can't tell for sure, but to me, if I look really closely right here, I think that's the main set symbol rather than the commander set symbol. We don't know what the sword does, but I do think Sword of Forge and Frontier... There's no way they'd put in a commander. There's no way they'd put it in a commander. People would lose it. I would lose it. I would lose it. Dragon Archmage for this 6 months. Seth, do I sell my cards to buy a deck? I have no commander deck and a bunch of cards not being used, but I think I might be a hoarder. Yes, 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 yes. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. I mean, I do the same thing. Cards build up, but I will tell you, Dragon Archmage, if I'm doing it to buy a deck, I have never been unhappy about selling cards. Even if I end up losing value because something goes up in price or whatever, I'm getting enjoyment out of the deck. So in general, just selling cards to get them out of my house, I don't like doing because I'm afraid they're going to go up in value because that's happened a lot. But if I'm turning that into Magic cards that I will use and play with, sell. Like, it's a game. We do it because we want to play it. We do it because we love it. Having cards sitting around that you're not using just doesn't really offer a lot of value compared to actually being able to play with the cards. Wow. So, okay. So what did we learn today? What did we learn? And then I'm going to have to do a spoiler video in a minute. Okay, so we have seen a ton of spoilers, most exciting stuff that I think we saw. We got our last Jace, really good mill Planeswalker. This card, Mordrake, they just popped it up on the screen for a second. This card seems absurd to me. 4 mana, 4/4, Anointed Procession, doubling up your tokens, and you can sacrifice stuff for 1 mana and some life to put an indestructible counter on it. So this card seems really, really sweet to me. Geth is insane. Severick is insane. This set looks amazing. For Mirrodin, I'm coming around on. Yeah, there's some duds like Azori, seems really overcosted. The Twilight Cycle, everyone we've seen so far, seems very playable. Black Sun's Twilight, 1 in X. Give a creature -X, reanimate a creature if X is 5 or more, and you do it at instant speed. The White Sun Twilight, gaining life, making toxic might tokens, and blowing up all the creatures. This set looks ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. Mr. Booby Bo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soups here for you. Thank you. So I think this set looks absurd. And then, before I go, chat, we gotta talk about this. What do you think that the Atraxa thing is? Do you think there's a new card type? What do you make of what we were just reading? That is maybe the most intriguing part of all this. What does Atraxa mean to the future of the game? Maybe, remember what we talked about? About something like planes being a part of the game? Could that be it? Could that actually be what they're doing? Yeah, so Tribal's been removed. It seems like Tribal's removed and Battle is new. But what is it? What is a battle? Battle instead of a planes, like, is it like Marvel Snap, where when you sit down to a game, like, these are gonna control? It doesn't seem impossible. I mean, the new Atraxa itself, we talked about the Atraxa, it's fine. It, generates a bunch of card advantage, can potentially refill your hand. Like, it's just a fine, generically, like, strong card that costs a lot of mana. Very, very intrigued by what battle is, though, or what this means. AGK Mark for the 39th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. Yeah, Tribal, I wonder if it works under the rules still. Like, I assume it does. Like, does a Tribal card still grow your Tarmogoyf? Or has it actually been, or is it being removed from the rules? I think the reminder is these are card types, not the only card types. Yeah, so it could be that Tribal is still a card type and they just removed it from the reminder text. Battle will be enchantments, but only one can be on the battlefield at a time. So, world enchantments, basically. They just said the new sword will be previewed tomorrow or the day after. Oh, so we don't have too long. We don't have too long to wait. Yeah, so we do have normal spoiler season. We're jumping into from today through next Wednesday, I believe. We're going to be full on spoiler season. Spoilers every day. And there is still a lot of stuff to come. We are not at the end yet. So there's still a ton to come as far as spoilers. So what did we learn overall today? What did we learn? We got to play some Magic. We lost a lot. We also did manage to eventually do a little comboing off with our zombies. Most importantly, Phyrexia looks great to me. Like, I'm really hyped for this set. The Planeswalkers look absurd. I'm intrigued by the new card type. Mornick is probably my favorite new creature that they revealed today, but Glissa looks awesome. I like the new living weapon mechanic, even though the name for Mirrodin a little bit cheesy. This set just looks sweet. It looks powerful. The Planeswalkers are good. The non-Planeswalkers are good. We got a lot of returning characters. I am ridiculously excited for Phyrexia. Can we see Nissa again? Nissa, I think, is one of the most powerful cards we've seen so far. I was thinking Jace was going to be Nissa level, but not quite. Nissa, 7 mana, 7 loyalty, 2 completed. So we can go all the way down to 5 mana and 3 loyalty, or somewhere in between. +1, make it XX green Phyrexian horror creature token where X is Nissa's power. So if you cast it full price, +1, make an 8/8 the first turn. -1, blow up an artifact or enchantment. -7, the big one. Until end of turn, creatures you control get +1/+1 for each force you control and gain trample. A super overrun. Dandy Flaws, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to you for you. Thank you. So I think this is very good. What is my favorite card that was previewed today? Wow, that's tough. There's so many on the list. I think. Okay, so here's the cards that I'm excited about. So just from like a meme commander perspective, Gars is just like a really funny card. So I really like that card just for the memes of it. It's not good, but I do like that card. So that's one of them. I think I love Anointed Procession decks. Every once in a while we break out this, like, let's see if we can crash Arena by copying a bunch of stuff with Anointed Procession. Having another Anointed Procession that is also a creature that can also be indestructible and can also be your commander. To me, that is very exciting. I think that Mornick is actually like a very, very powerful, interesting, and probably going to be one of the chase cards from the set. As far as just like standard and Pioneer, I actually think Skrelv is going to be really good as kind of the mother of runes of those formats. Glissa, I also really like. If I had to pick just one though, if we had to pick just a single card from today's spoilers that's my favorite, oh, it's so hard because there's so many interesting and sweet cards. I like the Rat. This thing's interesting. Archvina Draw seems kind of fun. I can't wait to build the deck where we try to fateful hand off it to our opponents. That seems hilarious. Vindictive Firestroker seems good. Oh, there's too much sweetness. I think I'm gonna go with Mordork or Mondrak. I think Mondrak is my number one card from the day. I love doubling things up. I love doubling things. It's a token Panharmonicon, and it's a creature, and it's got epic art. So I think I'm gonna go with that as number one. But what do you think, chat? What's your favorite card of the day? What's your number one card? Number one card of the day from our spoilers, and then I'm gonna have to go and into a spoiler video for the YouTube. So let me know what you think, and if you're looking for even more action, more talk, more discussion, check it out on YouTube. Also, really, maybe the most impactful thing is gonna be that Atraxa thing. That's the thing that changes the game. We don't know what it means yet, so speculate away on that because I am very, very curious. So anyway, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. Like I said, if you want even more discussion, make sure to check out the YouTube. It is coming up very shortly. I'm going to go make a spoiler video now, so check that out. Replay YouTube if you missed anything. One more reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. If you need some magical cards, you can get them over at cardkingdom.com/MTGGoldFishing. Most importantly, thank you to all of you. I know there's tons of places you can hang out and watch spoilers. So thanks for hanging out here, having fun, discussing the new cards. I love y'all. Next stream, Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We'll play some, maybe some Modern. We haven't played Modern in a minute. Probably play some Modern, hang out, talk about what's going on in Phyrexia. So until then, everyone, I love y'all. Thanks so much for being awesome. Check out the video on the YouTube in a bit, and I will talk to you soon.